A baby.
Hey, Sevan.
Got a baby.
I do.
How old's the baby?
6.5 months.
Woo!
Yeah.
What's the baby's name?
This is Vera Jade.
Say it again. Beard?
Vera, Vera.
Oh, Vera.
Yeah.
Hey, whenever I tell I live in California, so there's shitloads of Mexicans here. And so I'll be at Starbucks and I'll be like, hey, what's your name? And I'll be like, Sevan. They're like, Esteban. And so I just did that. I heard your V is a B. It's all those years of Spanish in school. Vera.
Vera Jade Cantu.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Vera, is that a girl's name?
Yes, it was my grandma's name.
Did you know you were going to name it after your grandma? The baby after your grandma?
No, we didn't even know if we were going to have a boy or a girl. It was a surprise all the way up until the moment.
Yeah. You're like, oh, penis, vagina. All right. Girl.
Yeah. But it's funny, the only name Lance and I could agree on for a girl was Vera Jade. And so we kept that on our list throughout the whole pregnancy. And when she was born, Lance caught her. I was like, what's her name? And he said, Vera Jade.
Oh, that's awesome. You really,
Yeah.
that isn't it? And were you like surprised that came out of your mouth when you said, what's her name? Were you like, what are you doing asking him? Like you were like having this out of body
Yeah,
experience?
I didn't even know what I was doing.
It's my sister. Jeez Louise. When my wife had Avi, I just remember the first thing she said. She looked at me, she goes, I did it.
Yeah,
and when I tell her about it, she's like, I really said that? I'm like, yeah, you looked right at me and you're like, I did it. I was like, yeah, you're a badass.
Yeah, I think I said, Lance would have to confirm, but I think I said something like, holy shit. That was wild.
Where did you end up having the baby?
We had Vera, or I had Vera, on our back porch.
How did you end up outside?
Whenever I visualized my birth and like thought about what I wanted, I knew I wanted to be in nature or have nature like in some form or fashion show up in my labor, because I probably walked like anywhere from 2 to 5 miles a day and then was in the sun so much during my pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I just felt super comfortable outside. So Lance and his dad built a deck on our back porch, and that's where we put the tub. And I think it was way into active labor that I was like, can I get in the tub now? And I just walked outside and got in the tub.
And you were in the tub when the baby came out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was born in the water.
Do you have neighbors?
Yes, and they probably heard me.
At one point during my wife's first birth, then she was pretty loud, and then it was I don't know, it was the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning, and the neighbors came over, German exchange students from UC Berkeley, and the guy knocks on the door, and the midwife answers, and he says, "Is everything okay?" I thought it was really sweet that he came over, right?
Yeah.
You hear all these noises. And they're like, yeah, someone's having a baby in here. He's like, okay.
Don't need any food.
And you know, it's crazy. Not severely, but a little bit. I felt like we were doing something illegal.
Totally.
Like we're making meth in here. Get out.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't think about it, but after the fact, Lance was like, I asked him, I was like, what was I loud? Do you think the neighbors heard me? And he was like, oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
How cool.
Yeah.
You have this remarkable video that I watched twice with my wife last night.
Oh.
And it's pinned on top of your Instagram.
I'm like, which video? And
it really inspired a lot. Sorry, not on that one. Sorry, Caleb. It's on the BirthFit one. Yeah. And I want to play it. It's the sorry, Caleb, I didn't even send you my notes. It's the second one, and she's walking and talking to the camera. Yep, there it is.
Oh yeah.
I want to play this. There's so much in this that's
I know
inspired so much about me. Let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
So after I recovered from the wounds of liberal feminism and got clear on my values and desires, I found my king, my now husband. And we got in action in creating the life that we desired. At 40 years old, I conceived, and gave birth to our precious baby girl. All natural. Birth was on the back porch. It was amazing, as you know. And people often ask me, do I wish I would have had my baby girl earlier? Yes, duh. The answer is yes. And I would probably have 10 kids if I would have done this sooner. However, that's not my life's journey. And I would not know all the things that I knew and all the life lessons. I would not have those under my belt going into this birth experience. So I might have had a completely different birth experience than the pure bliss, magical back porch birth that I had. So it probably took me 10 to 15 years to literally get BirthFit, to literally get my head out of my booty and start to live in a way that is very intentional, because we birth how we live. So after I recovered from the wounds of...
It is, I told my wife, I'm like, oh my God, it's us you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
I told my wife it's us in Texas. You know, my wife had her first child at 39 and then the twins at 43.
Aww.
And we've had that conversation also about we would have 10 kids. Probably if we would have started earlier, but also, you know, obviously no regrets. We wouldn't be the people that we are.
Absolutely.
Where were you born?
I was born in Houston, Texas.
And
in a hospital.
Of course, that's the only way to do it. And were your parents educators?
They were. So my mom was a realtor at the time, and right before that, she was a chemist at Levi Strauss. My mom's very smart. My dad's very smart. He was in home building, but they were very standard American. You know, go with what's being told to the middle class, you know, and having a hospital birth is safest. And long story short, what I found out was that I was actually born, my mom went into labor early at 36 weeks. She went into the hospital and they kept her with medication, trying to hold out till 37 weeks. And she just had a really traumatic birth experience with me. And I didn't really even know that till this year, which is wild, because it makes sense now how I got into birth. Birth, you know, basically called me to do all this unlearning and then have a really profound, blissful experience.
And were your parents Democrats? Were they liberals? Did they talk about politics around the house?
No, if anything, they were conservative. And more so as I got older and found out that they were, vote Republican. But I would say my dad grew up very Southern Baptist, which is a whole nother world. And my mom, she grew up in North Carolina working on tobacco farms. They both grew up very poor and, instilled a huge work ethic into me and my brother and sister. But yeah, they were very conservative, Christian, good people.
So those were your roots. When did you make the sort of the turn to? I'm projecting onto you, but when did you make the turn to like peace and love and
peace, love, happiness?
And accept everybody and it's okay. This thing that liberal feminism, or I don't even want to say feminism, this thing that just liberals, this shield that liberals use, that peace and love for everyone. Yeah. When did you make that shift?
Well, okay, so my mom and my real dad split up shortly after my brother and sister were born. My brother and sister are twins. They're 2 years younger than me. And that was kind of not great for all of us involved.
Mm-hmm. Both. You mean when the parents break up, that's not good for the kids?
Hold on,
let me write that down. Parents splitting bad.
And I'll say, like, I love both my parents dearly, but they did not have the communication tools, the problem-solving tools to not bleed, and I say that like metaphorically, bleed all over us kids. Mm-hmm. So it was a bit traumatic there. And long story short, my mom moved us, me and my brother and sister, to a town called New Braunfels, Texas. And it's a German town, like German roots, that's right on the river. And there's 2 rivers that run through it. So in the summer, it's like bumping with tourists and people floating the river, going to the water park called Schlitterbahn. And I would say that town, not what it is today, because it's grown like drastically, being an hour outside of Austin. But then it was a very peace, love, happiness town. It's about 15 minutes away from what is now called Texas State. But in that time, it was known as Southwest Texas. And that was it still is a very party school, like collegiate party school. And so I was exposed to a ton, growing up, middle school, high school in the New Braunfels area. We snuck away to Mexico. We snuck away to Austin. It was quite fun growing up. And I got exposed to, weed, alcohol, everything at a young age.
So is that where people started talking to you? Like, I'll just say some things that are along the liberal values, how they couch things. Love everyone. Don't cut down trees.
Yes.
Killing babies in the womb is actually medical freedom for a woman.
Yeah.
Doing drugs is okay. It's
Yeah.
experimental. That's where those things you were around
Totally.
those people.
And then I went to college. I actually went to Texas A&M, which is a more, you would think of it as a more conservative school.
Mm-hmm.
But I even now, like the schools are getting lost in all the like DEI council, the liberal far left values. And,
sorry, can I slip another word in there?
Yeah.
I just realized the other day, conservatives have values. Liberals, I think, have justifications.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah.
Right? They justify being racist in order to help people. They justify killing babies in order to medical freedom. It's just all justifications. They don't actually have values. That's why you can't ever pin them down. You know what I mean?
Totally. And I think I lost sight of who I was. I didn't have a foundation once my parents split up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no like spiritual foundation. The values weren't there. That's Vera.
Hi, Vera.
And, when you go off to college and you have even more freedom, you're like, hell yeah. So that's kind of where I would say I got lost in who I am and who I, wanted to show up in this world was through high school and college for sure.
And then, so after college, what did you do after that? What was your next journey?
Yeah. So I had no idea what I wanted to do, except that I knew I wanted to help people. And one of the last,
and that's the good hippie thing. I was like that too. You want to help people. Yeah, that is interesting about the left. It's whether it's sincere or not, it's couched in a lot of that rhetoric. We want to help people. That's like another one of the shields. We have to help people.
Yeah, as you say, their justifications definitely, warmed my heart. And
yeah, of course.
Okay, I want to help people. I took off a semester at A&M and traveled to Africa, Tanzania, and that's where I was exposed to my first bit of medical corruption. And instead of going to medical school, I decided to go to chiropractic school because I realized we weren't saving the world with pharmaceuticals. That was like my first realization. So I came back and it was about 2005, 2006, and I decided to go to chiropractic school.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
What was the medical corruption you saw? What was the incident?
It clicked in me. Like we were in Africa, we were walking miles to go to these remote villages, and we had an overseeing doc, like an MD, and we would do medical triage, and then we would prescribe a medication. And the case that got me, the case that broke my heart wide open, was this mom that brought her son to me. He was probably about 6 years old and had lost sensation, a little bit of, movement paralysis on one side of his body. And long story short, they wanted to prescribe him basically a sedative because he also had seizures. And what are they like? It just hit me like, what are they going to do when we're gone? Like when they run out of medication, they're going to think this boy's possessed again, that he's not healed. He got worse. And at that moment, I realized I don't have any tools. I don't know what to do for this woman. But it's sure as heck not medication, because that's not what her culture knows. That's not what her family knows. So I just took her outside and I was like, I don't know what to do, but give you a hug. And, we had a translator there, and I was crying, she was crying. And then I found the only calling card I could and payphone and called my stepdad at the time. I was like, I don't want to go to medical school. I can't. It's terrible. I'm not in alignment with it. He's probably thinking, oh my God, like, you need a job, Lindsey. So he was, he was like,
that's a healthy response. I like that. I'm okay with that.
He told me you can come home and figure your life out, but you got to have a job. So I waited tables for 3 months until I got into chiropractic school. And I saved $10,000 and finally moved to Los Angeles because that was the place I wanted to go. I wanted to see California.
And the premise of chiropractic is that the body can heal itself, right? That's one of the cornerstones.
The power that made the body can heal the body, and we just simply remove the interference.
Let's Judy Reed, is this the company Asia Barto's wife is a part of?
Yes, Leah is our online program director for BirthFit.
Oh, we found I have a new idea, Abortion Fit. Probably not my best idea. All right. Michael Lorente, Lindsey was the heart and soul of Deuce Gym. She's become an incredible leader and a wonderful mother. Thank
you.
Sabir and Kelly just joined. Is she breastfeeding?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get to this question, but give us a second, Eric. Can Lindsey speak on the BirthFit leadership coach process, asking for my wife, 10 years L&D nurse, I don't know what that is, and moving toward becoming a lactation consultant? Eric, we will get to that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Give me a second. Okay, so you end up in you want to visit Los Angeles, and you kill two birds with one stone. You come to California and go to chiropractic school.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, I was lost. I got even more lost in the beginning of Los Angeles, but
because that's a hive of more of the liberal thinking, right? That's
absolutely.
Okay, right. LA. Okay.
Absolutely. Because I was going out in Hollywood. I was meeting friends. Like while at Texas A&M, I worked study hall, and I would check all the athletes into study hall. And so some of these athletes became security at some of the best clubs in LA and Vegas. Vegas is only 3 hours from LA. So I kept partying right out of high school, college, and into Los Angeles. And then I would say I got a job. Like I always knew, keep my grades up and get a job, then I can somewhat look good on paper. But still I was lost, soulfully lost. And I got a job working in the industry, as they call it, in the Hollywood industry. And that was basically.
You graduated from chiropractic school?
Yeah, I graduated. I became a doctor of chiropractic in 2009.
Okay.
And then took a job traveling the world with a guy named Tom Cruise. And
Really?
Yeah, I can say it now because it's been over 15 years.
Do I know him?
Some people might know him.
It's that Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was working with him.
Your husband could kind of be the Latin version of that guy now. You married the Latin version of that, the Hispanic version. Crazy.
And then I worked for a company called Sports Institute, and I got really exposed to like how I did not want to be a chiropractor.
What did you wait? Whoa, hold on. What did you do for Tom? Like you cracked his neck and shit?
Yeah, adjustments, body work. I would meet with stunt directors and make sure it was safe for him, relatively safe. See what kind of building he was going to jump through, see what kind of dance moves he was going to do, sprints, depending on what was coming up in his movie.
Did you enjoy that? Was that fun?
I actually really enjoyed it because it was like problem solving all the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was on, like when I was working with him at that moment, I was on one client mostly at the time.
And that being him.
And he was a very nice guy. He would, provide treatment care for you know, a bunch of his stunt team, take care of a bunch of his stunt team. Very intense, and would like his work ethic by far exceeds my work ethic.
So it is what he portrays. He does seem like an absolute savage workaholic. Like when you hear him talking about work or you hear him being interviewed about movies.
Oh, absolutely.
His commitment is like almost psychotic.
Yeah, and cool. I think that's what makes him great at what he does, you know, and he wanted to train like an Olympic athlete, and the company I worked with at the time, we worked with Olympic athletes, and so we just, you know, implemented kind of the recovery and prep work for him that we would the Olympic athletes, and he takes great care of his body. He's like super intentional. Way before, you know, all these meal plans and everything came out, he was eating, you know, very clean.
Lindsey, how do you get a job like that?
It's basically who you know.
Right.
Because, you know, to be quite honest, I probably didn't have the qualifications.
Yeah, you were brand new. You were green. He was like, you experimented on him, right?
Yeah. And so the doc I interned with, he was actually a professional, like, I don't say a professional, but semi-professional runner, like athlete for Portugal. And through the track circuit, he ended up at UCLA, ended up in Los Angeles, and he had worked his way up. And so it was just like the right time. And I interned with him, and, you know, we started flip-flopping, and me, him, and another guy would take turns on traveling with Tom or, you know, work in the office. And of course, like by default, we came across, you know, many different celebrities and athletes due to like referrals.
And you're in Los Angeles, the hub. Yeah. Just so you know, in full transparency, that's not a real baby. That was just a baby, a fake baby brought on for the BirthFit interview as part of the ambiance to give the feeling that Lindsey actually works with babies. So we've named this baby Vera. Sarah Cox, Miss Lindsey, I saw her weekly when I was training at Dogtown. Congrats, Mama.
Well, thank you. Aw, those were the days.
God, it's such a small world.
Yeah,
that's from Sarah Cox. That's from another one of the show sponsors. Crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy. Okay, so you have that job, that gig for 15 years, making sure that
no, not 15 years. It was like 15 years ago.
Okay. So you have that job for a bit of keeping Mr. Cruz's together, working with him to keep his body together, and then what happens after that?
Well, I realized the way I was practicing chiropractic was more body work, which is great for athletes, you know, and it wasn't how I wanted to practice. And towards the end of this, I was also exposed to the CrossFit world. And at the same time, I started using everything I learned from the Olympic athletes, from Tom's world, from, you know, the industry world, and using that on CrossFit athletes. And so at the time, I think it was like 2011, I was working with Hacks Pack and Lindsey Valenzuela, Sam Briggs.
Working with them as a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ruth from New Zealand, who was awesome.
And the Hack Pack, they're the one, and I think her name was Lindsey too, not Lindsey Valenzuela. That was the lady who during semifinals was breastfeeding in between.
Yeah, Taylor Richards Lindsey.
Okay. What was her? Taylor Richardson Lindsey?
Taylor Richards Lindsey. She's like one hell of an athlete.
Were you at that event where she was breastfeeding in between? I think it was outside of Denver.
No, probably not.
Okay. That was amazing when I saw that.
Yeah,
that was something that'll stick with me till the day I die. In between events, she would just run, and they won.
Yeah.
In between events, she would run off and just breastfeed, and then they'd call her name, and she'd pluck the baby off the tit, and then get back out there.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, when you come across these athletes, and like I've been exposed to so many athletes, being at the San Diego, like Chula Vista Center, and through the movies, and now through CrossFit, but by far one of my favorite athletes.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't even recognize her there. Wow.
Yeah. Look how big. Oh, she's so young.
Really quick. I apologize. The crowd is really rude. Can we get a penis doctor on the show one day? Sure. I have questions. Sure, no problem. No, and we can fire some penis questions at Lindsey. She knows a lot of stuff. By the way, if anyone's offended by the term liberal, let me just help you with this, and we'll just couch it as this for now.
Yeah.
Liberals and conservatives, let's say, want the same thing. The difference is this: liberals want it for or conservatives want it for the individual. Liberals are willing to take the rights away from individuals and give them to groups.
Gosh, couldn't have said it better.
So if you're a liberal and you can't figure out why anyone wants to be conservative, we want everything you want, but we want to give it to the individual. Whereas once you grasp that, you'll make the switch too. I know that's a little presumptuous, but what you want is you want to take these rights away and give them to groups. And it just under the abstraction that it'll make things better, and it won't. You have to fight for the rights for individuals, and then the groups will fall in place. Our way kills two birds with one stone. Yours actually, for every step forward you take 2 steps back.
Yes, because there's no personal responsibility in there.
Exactly. And so if I don't mean, when I was liberal, it would bother me that people would categorize us all together or say it like that. So kind of think of it like that. We're the same, but you have to remember you're willing to take rights away from individuals and give them to groups under some guide that you can socially construct things better. Whereas a true conservative really wants to keep the rights with the individual.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you get in the CrossFit space. Did you like CrossFit right away?
I loved it. In my chiropractic world, people kept saying, "Oh, this CrossFit thing was dangerous." Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, let me see. Let me try it out. It's just like, it was like drugs. Let me try it and I'll tell you for myself.
Right.
And so I tried one class and I was hooked. I was like, this is the most efficient way to train. Like, especially as a professional, as a woman, whatever, like 60 minutes in and out, you're good. So I drank the juice. I drank the Kool-Aid right away. I took CrossFit level 1. I took CrossFit level 2. I went on to do strongman. I took powerlifting, CrossFit football. I took whatever I could.
Yeah, you were obsessed.
Yeah. And then at that time, my ex and I and 2 others, we started a park gym. It was called Functional Fitness on the Bluffs. We would haul equipment out to the park and set up for a 7 a.m. class and a 5:30 class. And then finally we found a space in Venice, California, and we opened Deuce Gym.
Oh shit, you're one of the, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so we opened Deuce Gym in a garage in 900 square feet.
For those of you who don't know, Deuce is, I don't know if it's still to this day, but it was a place of kind of like CrossFit folklore. Like everyone knew it. It had great pictures. There was always someone who was someone there.
Totally.
The community looked really cool. People dressed really funky. If you saw someone working out in a cheetah leotard, it was no big deal. It had that. It was really strong, beautiful human beings, and with a little bit of wackiness in it. It always looked like a cool place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great community. Whenever I appreciate it, like I say, and Lindsey was the heart and soul of Deuce Gym. Like I really wanted to make the community everything, and I would say that chapter that I was there meant a lot to me for sure.
But once again, that's also the hive. There is a group in that community. The vast majority of people there were the I hate to use these examples though, were the first to put up the BLM signs, put on their masks, and take the injection. Right? I mean, that's that community. I don't mean Deuce Gym in general, but I mean.
Yeah,
that cohort of people feels a lot of social. That's a social pressure bubble. That whole Los Angeles area.
And what's interesting, you say that, like one of my best friends is still there at Deuce, living in Los Angeles because she has a few businesses there. But other than that, I lost a lot of friends initially from that Deuce Gym bubble, from that LA bubble, because after 2 weeks of sitting at home for the scamdemic or pandemic, whatever you want to call it, I was like, okay, this is horseshit. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. So I started calling it out. And people didn't like that. So
Do you remember what the first thing that you saw was where it made you go, "This something's not right. This seems weird.
well,
This can't be accurate."
it was just an eerie feeling of, and at that time I lived on East 2nd Street in Austin. Like I just moved from LA back to Austin.
Which is another hive, which is kind of another weird
Yeah.
place, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd been there for about 2 years, but everything shut down. So even when I went on walks, it was like eerie feeling. And as somebody that grew up with asthma, I was like, this is not a respiratory thing. This is like a metabolic thing. This makes zero sense. And it just, the more I saw on the news, if I would watch the news, you know, it just didn't add up. And for me, like one of the things they're like tracking the cases instead of the death rate. That was bizarre to me. And there was zero mention of prevention. So
yeah, that was weird. That's really weird. That's still weird to this day that it's not mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those things kind of didn't add up to me. And then when I started, I basically was like, okay, I need to get out of Austin. People are weird. They're not living their lives. And I went south. I went to New Braunfels where I grew up, and I would play around, and people were just living their lives like normal. You know, they had seen through the bullshit.
Let me show you this article, by the way, that came out today, just in I don't know, to beat a dead horse. This is from the Australian health minister. "We believe it's time to stop using the term long COVID," said Dr. John Gerard, Queensland's chief health officer, who oversaw the newly released study. "They wrongly imply there is something unique and exceptional about longer-term symptoms associated with this virus," he explained. Yeah, so there's no such thing as long COVID.
It's all in your head.
If you didn't know. If you didn't, but Sevan, I've had it for a year. Yeah, that's because you're just sick for a year because you're still eating canola oil and lollipops.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back to your hometown, and that was refreshing for you. That you
Yeah, I would drive. It was only an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And there's this jujitsu gym that opened up, and Rob Wolf and Kirk Parsley, I don't know if you know them, they talked me into
I know Rob Wolf, of course.
Yeah, so they talked me into going. And that's when I started jujitsu. And nobody, I would say, like people that do jujitsu just shit on all of what the government said about COVID, because you're wallowing around in people's sweat, their saliva, like it was awesome.
You know what's crazy though? Lindsey? In Los Angeles, the jiu-jitsu community embraced COVID full.
Oh my God.
They still couldn't break out. The Los Angeles community still, yeah, it's so trippy. And obviously where I was at in Santa Cruz, the majority of it embraced it also. They kept the gyms open, but the coaches, they would ask the coaches and teachers to put on masks. I mean, my kids, I didn't let my kids wear the masks.
Yeah.
But there would be kids out there. And I still go to tournaments where there's kids wearing masks in California. Yes. I'm going to go to one Saturday and I'm going to see it.
Like, just a side note, I just had a new patient at my office, and she brought her son in, probably around 9 years old now, but he was in the kindergarten class in 2020. And when they sent everybody home, the kindergartners got iPads. That's how they started learning. And then when they returned to school, the kindergartners had masks. So now this kid is in speech therapy and trying to figure out how to communicate effectively, bedwetting because of stress, and trying to do the nervous system based chiropractic care to supplement everything. So that was the freaking kindergarten class. Like that just makes me so sad.
I saw something that more than 50% of a kid learning how to speak is through lip reading. It's not even auditory.
Yeah.
And so if you cover, say it again.
The facial expressions, watching the lips move, like all of this basically from the nose down.
And so when you cover the teachers, even if you keep the kid unmasked, you shouldn't have kids around people who are masked, period.
Yeah.
I had a friend, he got an exemption for his kid in school at the preschool. His kid was the only kid who didn't wear a mask, and his kid still got all the learning disabilities that all the other kids got in the school because the teachers and students were masked.
What are you doing?
Fascinating. Okay, so you're there, and so you're there, and when do you meet Lance?
When I moved back to Texas.
Oh, so right away you meet him.
Well, I met him actually in 2020. So officially, like in person, in flesh. Have
you started BirthFit at this point?
Yeah, I started BirthFit in 2013.
Okay, let's go back there. Sorry, why did you start? Let's go back there. Tell me about BirthFit, the birth of BirthFit.
Yeah, so by this time we had moved into the gym. I was a chiropractor and I became a birth doula. And so I had seen my first birth through a patient client that wanted me to attend her birth. And, for me, that was the switch. I was like, this is the Olympics. This is this is the CrossFit Games. This is everything.
The baby's not stressing me at all, so don't worry. I'm zero.
I gotta try to keep her face out of it for Dad.
Yeah, Vera isn't. It's not affecting me at all. Your picture is so choppy that we can't even see the baby. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your internet's so shitty that we are only listening to you.
So yeah, I started BirthFit basically where the intersection of the chiropractic world, the fitness world, and the birth world came together. And I just started sharing my experience, like training women in the birth scenario, misconceptions that I would hear, like with from midwives or OBs, like, oh, don't lift this, or stop doing, don't get your heart rate above certain 120 beats per minute. And, all of that was just kind of, I just started digging in and I was like, wait, this doesn't sound right,
And then did you come up with this idea of BirthFit? Like, was that you?
Yeah. So I was just kind of like messing around and I was like, we need to get women literally fit for birth, ready for birth, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it's more than just physical. It's mind, body, soul. And when they're ready for the birth experience, they're literally birth fit. And so I kind of started as my own self journey, like, okay, what do I need to do to be birth fit? And so then I started exploring my cycle, training with my cycle, using the fertility awareness method. I got off birth control. And that's that could be a whole nother podcast, just talking about how depleting of nutrients and vitamins birth control is, and subduing hormones, pheromones, things like that, to really like even make you choose a wrong partner, or like go down that route. But
I've been hearing more and more of that. Are there legs to that basically you become attracted to a different partner?
Totally, because your pheromones are different.
Wow.
Yeah, and smell is a big thing when you're choosing a partner, when you're trying to make love, things like that.
Yeah, what's crazy you say that is my wife is the only woman I've ever known who's like talked about my smell, and like she just smells me. Like she'll just come by me and take a hit. She's done that for 20 years. Just like walk by me and just take a big old whiff off me. Like I'm some cocaine or something.
You are to her, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's why I tell Lance, I'm like, you're smelling fresh today.
Yeah, isn't that a trip? Okay, so like any good scientist, you start experimenting on yourself. It's funny, you see that with just a lot of people in my sphere, a lot of great people. I mean, that's what they do. I had this guy on who's only eating raw chicken for 100 days. Oh. And I just love him because he experiments on himself.
That sounds terrible.
It's wild. It's a wild Instagram account. You should check it out. I mean, he's basically debunking the bacteria thing. I mean,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you're healthy, like there's bacteria in all of us. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you were probably raised the same way I was. You can't even touch chicken with your bare hands, right?
Yeah. But
yeah, this guy, the raw chicken experiment guy.
That's crazy.
I know, it's so great. And what the cool thing
Good
too
for
is
him.
he's not even like he's nothing like the Liver King. You know what I mean? He's not like
Yeah.
some big buff guy or
He's got
nothing. He's just
Hershey's.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he just does that for Instagram. He mostly just eats that stuff raw. Okay, so you start BirthFit, and when does it actually like you start taking on clients and you're like, oh man, this thing
Yeah, so I
has
started
legs.
I personal trained clients right away, and then I started doing small groups for like the prenatal education stuff. And like before that, I was teaching hypnobirthing. So I started teaching hypnobirthing and childbirth education before.
That's the class my wife and I took, by the way, the hypnobirthing class.
It's a great class.
It was a great class, and it was that teacher who told us. She walked up to us one day and she's like, "Hey, I know you guys said you're having a hospital birth, but you don't want that." And we're like, "We don't." And she's like, "No." She's like, "Not because I'm saying so, but I can hear the way you guys talk.
Yeah, she knew y'all.
She's like, "You're describing a home birth."
She read right through y'all.
And I'm like, "No, we're not. We want the safety of a hospital." She's like, "That's not what I'm hearing you say."
She said safety is relative.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And she basically, and after taking the course, she lets you know, hey, the not the doulas, what are they called? The birth mamas, the
midwives.
The midwife. She said, hey, they're gonna be the most concerned out of anyone. They're not gonna let you have a fucked up birth at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hypnobirthing was cool.
Like you believe in birth.
Right. Lindsay, she said there were a couple things that were like the linchpins, but one of them was she said, you could take a woman who's completely unconscious and her body could have still birth the baby.
Oh, for sure.
And when she said that, I was like, that really got my wheels spinning. I was like, wait a minute here. And that makes sense. The woman's body's not going to keep a baby in it.
No, like your body knows what to do. Absolutely.
I mean, it can push out a splinter. It sure as hell ain't letting a baby grow up in there to be like 13 years old. Okay, so you have 11 years of experience now. Wow, that's so you immediately are like,
to think about.
Yeah, that's wild. So you immediately are like, hey, I'm gonna start working with pregnant women, and you build a pretty big clientele, and you get a reputation for working with pregnant women.
Yeah, and I saw like the gray area for me that I wanted to fill was fitness and movement, because I absolutely believe that movement is life, and that we need a base level of fitness just as humans to live. And now I do strongly believe that you need a base level of fitness to show up to birth. You got to be able to embrace movement because birth is a dance and it happens in all planes of motion. You, mom and baby are dancing. Basically, baby's coming down, mom's dancing, baby out and down.
Right. And you guys don't stay still. It's not like a hospital where you throw your legs up. Like the wife's like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to the tub. I'm coming to the living room. Yeah, like she was all over the place. My wife was all over the place. Yeah.
I probably spent the most time on my hands and knees, and if I didn't have shoulder strength, like I would have face planted.
Right. And during this process, when do you start thinking about did you think at this time you weren't going to have kids yourself?
Well, yeah, I never I was somebody that was like, I don't know if having kids is for me, because until I became a doula, I had equated kids having a baby to like birth in the hospital. But then when I became a doula and was exposed to a different way, then I was like, oh, okay, I could do something here. Like I want to explore this option.
For yourself, you started thinking, so around 2013, you started thinking maybe I'll grow a baby in me.
Yeah, and at that time I was in a relationship, and so the conversation definitely came up. She wants to look at the screen.
I don't blame her. Who doesn't? Look at me.
But yeah, so then that's I was like, if I'm gonna have a baby one day, I gotta be birth fit. So started experimenting with movement, nutrition, lifestyle stuff, sleep, getting my circadian rhythm in check, all that good stuff.
Hey, is there, let's say you're a voice coach, right? And then you've been a voice coach for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, one day you have to go on the stage and perform, but really all you've been is a voice coach. You kind of went through that, right? So for
Yeah,
10 years, you were teaching people about pregnancy, and then it's like, all right, Lindsey, your turn. Was that trippy? You're like, oh shit.
Well, it was like I did have the little bit in my head, like, oh, okay, like so many eyes are on me.
Yeah, like, hey, you better just breathe this baby out and not feel any pain and
yeah,
you know?
And we're like, does BirthFit work? Like
yeah, and then have the baby and just walk over to the stove and stir your broth. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But one of my mentors, Yolanda Norris Clark, she, she's Bow Housewife on social media, but I was like, how do you not let that get to your head? And
she's wild, by the way. I don't intimidate. I follow her on Instagram. She intimidates the fuck out of
me. She does not give one F.
No, I would be really curious to meet her husband.
Oh, for sure.
I would be really curious how he manages that, but we'll come back to that. I got some questions about husbands for you. Okay, so you're talking to her about your.
Yeah, and she's like, you just gotta live your life, like according to your values and your desires. She was like, I think about that all the time because, people are looking at me because she's had now 10 free births at home, and she's like, there's always going to be haters out there.
What's her Instagram again? What is it?
Bow Housewife, BAU house. I think it's HAU housewife.
Yeah, here she is.
But
she's had 10 kids.
10 free births, all born at home with no assistance.
Oh, so she just like squats down and gets the baby herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a savage.
So
God, she looks so good. I'm not a big fan of bangs, but that's
like
just a personal choice.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how beautiful she is, and it's wild. Oh my goodness. And wow. Yeah, look at this chick. This is crazy.
That's her 10th.
So that's your lady. That's your lady. She's the one you talk to when
Yeah. She's like I definitely talked to her a lot throughout pregnancy, and there's one question I asked her. I said, how early, what's early to you, or would you show up to a hospital? She's like, there's no reason I would ever go to the hospital. But then she replied also that, she's been support for women that went into labor at 35 and 36 weeks at home, and they had a great experience. And it's wild.
What's legitimate gestation is 42 weeks?
Like 40 weeks is average, but then anywhere from 37 to 42 would be considered full term.
Yeah, Avi came out at 43, and I remember the midwives were tripping a little bit. Not tripping that he wasn't okay, but just tripping because of the law. Because in California, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that in every state, like Texas too. But the wild thing is, like, for me to ask her that, and then Vera, she was born at 36 weeks and 2 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there. What are those things called? Braxton Hicks. So you're just sitting around, and then like 3 days before she comes, and you're like, "Hey, Lance." She's like, "What?" You're like,
"It's good time." Just had a contraction. Yeah. No, it started like on one Friday. My water started leaking, and if you're counting, it was exactly when I turned 36 weeks. And I knew exactly what it was, and this goes into like the all eyes on me, like, oh God. And I'll try to tell the story super short, but
no, you don't have to. I'm good. I like this shit. I like all the details. Hey, how do you know it's the water? Does it smell a certain way, or does it have a texture? How do you know it's your?
It's just like a cloud. I would say almost like a clear, cloudy film. But like intuitively, I just knew. And I was at an Airbnb in New Braunfels with my sister, and we were gonna have a girls' weekend. And
are you pretty big at 36 weeks, or did you have a big
crazy?
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely with large for me.
Okay.
And I like basically was like, oh, okay, my water's leaking. Taylor, that's my sister. She goes, oh my God, what do we need to do? I go, well, I definitely need breakfast. So she gets me breakfast. And then I called Lance. I let him know. He went to work for half a day. And then we met my midwife at home. And this is important to note because my midwife, who we had worked with throughout my pregnancy, is a CPM, a certified professional midwife.
Okay.
And in Texas, they can only attend out-of-hospital births between 37 weeks and 42 weeks per their license. So we meet the midwife here at the house, and she's basically like, she's like, my hands are tied. I need to refer you to the hospital to get induced. And we're like, no, like that doesn't sit well with us. So we signed.
And that's hard too, because you're at that point, you're very intimate with, so people don't know, your midwife's doing all your gynecological exams. You and the husband sit around with her on the bed. You ask questions. It's very
intimate for sure.
It's a very intimate relation. I mean, our midwives were like our homies. Like like they would be examining my wife and I would just be in the room always, and it always happened on my wife's bed. And like, it's kind of crazy. So for her to say that, it would be easy for you to go to a weird spot at that point, like feel betrayed almost or something, right? Even though they just don't want to go to jail.
They don't want to go to jail. She had a student under her, and she knew me because throughout my pregnancy I had declined vaginal exams, most tests, no ultrasounds. I was pretty
even from your midwife. You declined vaginal exams?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, which is good in hindsight, considering my water broke early.
Okay.
Because less risk for infection.
Oh, interesting. Vaginal exams cause a risk for infection. I guess you're putting something in there.
Once your water leaks, then I would say stay away from putting anything in there.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were kind of stuck, like you said, you could feel betrayed, whatever, but we didn't. We knew, like we felt good. Like I was healthy. Everything else felt good. And we literally
Did you own a stethoscope?
No, I do own a stethoscope, but we used the blood pressure cuff. I
had bought a stethoscope and I would always be listening to the baby. Like from the second she got pregnant, I was always listening around.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But intuitively I knew the hospital wasn't the thing for me. And we sat around, we said, okay, let's call Dr. Stu. Dr. Stu Fishbein has been another mentor, guiding light of mine. And he was an out-of-hospital OB in Southern California for so long. And he has a podcast called Birthing Instincts. And so we called him up on FaceTime, and he was super, super kind to get on FaceTime with us on a Friday evening. And I think it was great for Lance just to be reassured by this, older gentleman doc who has seen so many births, thousands. Like by default in Southern California, he got a ton of multiples and breech births because they still wanted a home birth or that birth experience. But, Dr. Stu was their only OB option for out of hospital. So his stats are still amazing.
Breech is when the feet are pointed down?
Yeah, booty down.
Booty down, yeah. Okay.
So we got on the phone with him and he was like, hey, you could go a whole week with your water leaking. But I guarantee you'll have that baby in 2 to 4 days. We're like, oh shit, okay. We had nothing set up. We hadn't even bought our family car yet. So we're like, okay. He goes, what you need to do, you either need to find a certified nurse midwife in Texas because they can attend birth at 36 weeks, or you need to plan a free birth. You need to get okay with doing a free birth. And so.
And you had the certified one. It was just she couldn't be there legally.
Right, because she was a CPM. She was not a CNM.
Oh, seeing. Okay.
Yeah. So, we basically had to ask ourselves, like, okay, if everything went just dreamlike, where would you want to be? And we want to be at home. And then we asked ourselves, okay, if nothing went according to plan, worst case scenario, where would you want to be? And we'd want to be at home. And I think those are the two best questions you can ask yourself if you're trying to decide where to birth your kiddo. And home was it. Lance was saying, I can't imagine, being in a hospital and having to decide between staying with you or staying with baby. Because if we're in the hospital, I'm 40 years old, they're going to consider me high risk immediately when I walk through the door.
Immediately.
Yep. They're going
to and they're going to hate on you because you didn't come in earlier.
For sure. And they're going to consider me high risk because I didn't take the GBS test, the group strep B test. They're going to consider me just positive for group strep B.
Right.
And when the baby's born prior to 37 weeks, at most hospitals, they're automatically taken to NICU.
Right.
And that's just, we couldn't imagine that. So,
and then they're going to start feeding your kid shit and poking at them and shit.
Yes. So we made the choice. Okay, we're doing it at home. I'd run into one of my certified nurse midwife friends at a dance class the day before, and it was like serendipitous. So I texted her and I said, hey, Lauren Foreman. So if you're in Austin, she's a great midwife. Do you want to attend my birth this weekend?
And hey, just so people know too, midwife schedules are crazy. Getting a midwife on short notice is crazy because they have a lot of like sleep issues and not like they have trouble sleeping, but their schedules have to be really refined in order to be prepared for their 2 or 3 or 4 clients they have.
Yeah.
So to get one on short notice it's not like, hey, will you come over and fix my toilet? It's not like that at all.
No. Their on-call schedule is wild.
Yeah, crazy.
They devote their whole lives to their clients.
Yeah, when they come to your house, they have like you have to have like food prepared for them, and then they even like sleep around in the room and shit. Like if they're there for 3 days, like you got to make because they have to be on their A game.
Yep. They so Lauren agreed, and she was like, "Can I get your file from your previous midwife?" I said yes. She checked it out. She was like, "Oh, you're good." She was like, "Can I do Doppler? Listen to baby's heartbeat." So she came over. This was Saturday now. Listen to baby's heartbeat in the afternoon. She was like, "Oh, baby sounds great." And by this time,
I was awesome. Let me tell you, Lance was stoked when he heard that. Lance is freaking out, but he's not telling you.
No, Lance is so calm, cool, and collected.
Because the whole birth, I'm freaking out, but I'm acting so fucking cool. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, so baby's heartbeat was good, even through a contraction. And then Lauren left, went and hung out with one of her friends around us. And then probably about 2 to 3 hours later, labor picked up. And by this time I had acupuncturists come over. I drank a castor oil shake. Castor oil. It's going to work. That. Yeah, I did a little bit, not the whole deal. Like I put like half the dose, but I was like, I'm already in it. Like, let's send it. If it's going to work, it's going to work.
I did 2 times the dose for my wife and didn't tell her.
Oh my God. Did she have the shits forever?
Dude, it was and I took her for a walk away from the house. And so she starts basically shitting herself. And she's like, you got to take me home. I'm all fucked up. I'm like, no, I brought you a clean set of clothes and some wipes. I had them in a backpack. She didn't even know I was prepared. And she went into a bathroom and we changed her up and then put clean clothes on her. She's like, dude, you got to take me home. I'm going to have this baby. But the castor oil is crazy, right?
Yeah. And I would say for anybody, like, if it's going to work, it's going to work, and take it when you're already having contractions. Like, don't take it before.
She wasn't having contractions, and it just like, it went from 0 to, dude, it went from 0 to 100, dude. It was crazy. But same thing, her water broke, right? And so she wasn't having contractions, and the baby's been in there 43 weeks. So I didn't tell her, but I made her a double dose, and I mixed it with like a chocolate ice cream. And to this day, she won't eat. She basically hates ice cream now. I destroyed ice cream for her.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. So you take a little castor oil that exacerbates the contractions.
Yeah, well, I would say I was already pretty much there.
Okay.
But then active labor picked up probably around 8 p.m. This is Saturday night. And I just go in it, like so inward. And I think I'm naked by this time. I'm either on all fours in our living room or in the bedroom. And Lance is amazing. Like, he's totally my rock. He was quiet. He got me water whenever I needed it. Turned on the shower when I wanted to get in the shower. He was amazing. And if you ask him now, he told me, I was doing those hip squeezes and I could feel your body ripping apart. And he was like, was it painful or could you feel it? I was like, no, like I would not use the word pain to describe birth at all. Like it was the best trip of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
My wife disappeared like before my eyes. That inward thing you're saying. Like I was doing all that stuff too, squeezing her and like staying quiet and getting everything she needs, but she was gone.
Yeah, I was in another world for sure.
Yeah, she wasn't even there. It was a trip.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, like in a good way. Yeah. But no one's going with her.
No,
solo journey.
Women got to take that trip alone. Yeah.
Solo journey.
Solo tripping. And like with each contraction, I just kept thinking, okay, go deeper, surrender more. And then, I will share, there was one bit where it got super intense and I was on the toilet, which we call the dilation station. And that's where, as Yolanda, Bow Housewife, will say, you can either choose to be a victim or, take radical responsibility. And I had to, in that moment, think, I get to do this. I get to have this contraction. I get to birth my baby at home.
Did you prep that mantra before?
Oh yeah, I said mantras every single day.
So you prepped that up in case like shit got weird.
I got in my head.
Yeah, you drew from. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's so powerful because, the contraction.
So sorry, real quick, a distinction here. You said in case you get in your head, which is different than going inward. When you're referring going inward, the soul journey, you're talking about going into your body.
Yeah, your
dude,
primal
and
brain.
99% of people don't know what that is, right? Going into the body.
Yeah, so primal brain, more like your limbic system, because when you are in that thinking brain, you're not relaxed. You're still on this planet, and you cannot stay on this planet to have a baby. To expand, to go to enter the portal of birth. So yeah, it's I would say the mindset piece, like the fitness is like the bottom of the triangle, and then up the like the foundation is mindset, like right on top of that. So mantras were so big and prayer was so big. And I would say them out loud every day during pregnancy, like, I am worthy of the birth I desire. I am enough. I get to do this. I get to be a mother. And I think that
was the one you used when shit hit the fan, when the crossroads came. You said, I get to do this.
I get to do this. Yes. This is my choice. I get to be here. And that's powerful. Like, we always have a choice in everything. And then the other thing that helped me when it was super intense was visualizing the amazing women that I had stood by, prior, that I was their doula. So I would start to visualize, let's say my friend Ashley or Leah or Kat or whoever, Hannah. And like, many women have done this before me. They believe in me. They know I can.
Oh, and believe it. And that's huge too, right? Lance believes in you, having people believe in you. Yep.
Yeah. And so I think like the fact that I believed in birth, I said it out loud. I made a choice, like each time, each breath, like, I get to do this. Like, there was nobody at my birth that ever doubted the physiological process of birth. I think that's really important. But yeah, then finally I walked outside into the tub, and Lance was there, Lauren was there, and my previous midwife. So it had come full circle. Lauren had asked if my previous midwife could attend, and I said, absolutely. We had a relationship like you were talking about. And
she wasn't nervous at that point. She's like, fuck it. She threw caution to the wind and came.
Yeah, she asked me if it was okay, and I said, yeah. And I was in the tub, and I could just feel now Vera moving down, and I just worked with my breath and worked with her, and she would come out a little bit, go back in, come out, go back in. And I was like on my hands and knees, and a few times Lance would say, stand up and shake it out. And I would stand up, shake it out, wiggle my booty, and then a big contraction would come. And then finally, when it was time, I could feel her head. Like I reached down and I could feel her head. And then I was like, Lance, you better get in because we're doing this. And it was awesome. Like I didn't tear. I didn't, have any sort of hiccups in that department. My placenta came out very smoothly. And so once the placenta comes out, that's the completion.
Was the baby small since it's 36 weeks? Like, did you see the baby and you're like, uh-oh, it's not cooked?
No, she was 6'6", which is
okay, yeah,
pretty decent.
My kids were 6'6", 7'6".
And she latched almost immediately, like within a couple hours.
Yeah.
If I would have waited till 40 weeks, she would have been 10 pounds at 40 weeks.
Wow.
I know. She's a little chunky monkey.
So everything normal.
Everything was fine. Yeah.
Everything completely normal. Yeah.
Yeah. We let her cord pulse all the way out, and then we did the cord burning ceremony.
Yeah.
We stayed in. We were really strict about the 30 days of lying in just because she was a month early.
What does that mean, 30 days of lying in?
So Vera and I for sure stayed in and around the house for 30 days.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We got some sunshine via the back porch. We started going on little walks around 2 weeks postpartum. Lance had a full 2 weeks off of work because he's an electrician now. Bless you. Bless you. And people dropped off food. They were awesome. Our community was awesome. I couldn't, thank them enough. But yeah, we really honored the slowest fast journey of the postpartum for sure.
You know what's crazy is, so when our babies were born, I don't remember anyone telling us any of that. But we basically, my wife had the first baby, and like you said, so the baby comes out, an hour later, I don't know, a few minutes later, the placenta comes out. Then an hour later, you cut the umbilical cord, and then the baby's feeding on the boob. And then everyone leaves your house and you're just there with the baby.
Yeah.
No one said anything.
Oh my God.
So we never even bathed the baby.
No,
we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And my wife just sat there and fed the baby we got a nice recliner. That was like the only fancy thing we got. I spent, $1,500 on a leather recliner. And then she fed the baby there for a month. And then with the twins, Lindsey, she didn't leave the house for 90 days.
I believe it.
she and my wife's crazy fit. But she felt no pressure, nothing. She's like, the only thing that she struggled with the twins was the first baby was 18 months and she had been with that baby 24 hours a day for 18 months. And then all of a sudden I would leave the house every morning with that baby for hours.
Yeah.
And go on walks and stuff. And so she felt a little bit of she would get a little sad.
Yeah, she missed that baby.
Yeah, she would miss that baby. Yeah.
Aww.
But a great time for me.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I could 90 days with my 18-month-old baby just hanging out at coffee shops and outdoor bars and just raging. You know what I mean? Going on walks. We just raged. We just drank and ate all day. Caffeine, alcohol, and food. It was great. Okay, so you do that, and now you have this 6-month-old baby.
Yeah.
I want to go back. So what was BirthFit in 2013, and what is BirthFit today? What's the evolution of BirthFit? Like when people ask me about what BirthFit is, I say I don't really know, so I make up some shit. I say, hey, it's a mindset. It's a method. It's a mindset for getting pregnant, having a baby, and raising a baby. The whole thing.
It's definitely a lifestyle.
Okay.
And you like what you said, it's a mindset shift. It's an embodiment practice. I would say 2013, I was just on the cusp of BirthFit. And now I fully, with a baby, embody it because I got to practice it. I got to try it out. You have a
prop now. You have a legitimate prop, authentic prop.
Got an extra prop here.
Yeah.
But it's it's about taking radical responsibility for your health, and showing up as the feminine woman, the nourisher of your family. And, you know, part of that includes fitness, part of that includes nutrition, part of that includes mindset practices. And, you know, the fitness programs, I like to say, are just they're the little avenue by which we expose people to a deeper way of thinking, a deeper way of showing up or being in this world. So yeah, we absolutely have, you know, intentional programs that support one's nervous system. We have, you know, a postpartum rehab journey that goes in different phases, and super intentional programs. But you know, it's your choice what you want to do. It's your choice how you want to show up. So all in all, it is a lifestyle practice. And like I said in the video you played in the beginning, we birth how we live. And those choices, those lifestyle choices, start long before conception. You know, they're forks in the road that are part of your life's journey, you know, way before you even get to labor. And I think that's why, you know, for me, like I said in that video, like I had to do so much unlearning and reprogramming in order to have the blissful birth experience that I had. Because if I had given birth in, let's say, 2013, 2014, you know, a year, 2 years after starting BirthFit, I don't know if I would have been able to advocate for myself like I did at 36 weeks in my water leaking, you know, if that makes sense.
What the advocating thing's cool, because that's one of the things I learned at hypnobirthing. Because we were going to have the baby in the hospital, and they give you all these tricks to advocate for your wife.
Yeah.
So if they want to like give her drugs, and you know your wife's plan is to have the baby natural, you say, "Hey, can I get 2 minutes to talk to my wife alone?"
Yeah,
and
or
they leave
can
the
we
room
pray for a minute?
Yeah, and then you give her, and then you walk your wife through breathing exercises or something, or you know, try to facilitate her getting to a different spot. Hey, when you say you had to unlearn, can you give me an example of something you had to unlearn?
Well, I would say the victim mindset, the victim consciousness was a big one for me.
Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah. So, like, in this world, we can say, oh, that was done to me instead of for me, or they did that to me instead of for me. And you know, there was I used this example the other day, and I hate to like, oh, sorry, be super negative, or have a darkness about it, but you know, sexual assault. That there's a history of sexual assault in my past, and I could totally say I'm a victim. Sorry, dear.
Yeah, this is a powerful one. I'm already feeling like defensive for you. I'm like, no, that was. I already want to argue your victim status for you.
You know
what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. You already got me off on the wrong leg. Go ahead. I love this. You have me so uncomfortable. Let's do this.
So I could use the victim and say, oh, I was a victim of sexual assault. But I choose not to identify like that, because all the choice points or forks in the road that led up to that experience, I see where I made those choices. I see where I could have taken responsibility and gone a different way, turned left instead of right. That doesn't excuse the dude's behavior, the person's behavior, but you know, I showed up, you know, as somebody not in alignment with my values, and that's how I got in that scenario in the first place.
Wow. Damn, dude. What an incredible. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, but that like, you know, whenever that Me Too movement was happening, like I could have chosen to hashtag Me Too, but I choose not to identify like that, because I don't like it's like people identifying with their dis-ease. You're identifying with your diagnosis, and now you're the victim of that diagnosis.
Did someone help you through that? Did you have to go to a shrink to walk you through that?
Oh yeah. I've done lots
of the pushback is like, fuck you. You're saying, like, immediately because it's a really fine line, right? Where it could be conflated. The response is like, fuck you. Like, you're telling me that me walking through the park at night means that I'm deserved to get raped. And you're like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Not at all. Yeah.
But it's so close to that, man.
It's
like,
very close.
That's not something that the evening news is going to try to tackle.
No, but taking, I would say the best thing I did in my life was take radical responsibility, or as like Jocko says, extreme ownership,
And the truth is this, at the end of the day, you're better for that. You're freer for that.
With radical responsibility, like freedom has you have to embrace radical responsibility.
So it kind of becomes to the question also is, do you want to be right or do you want to get what you want? And you chose to get what you want, which was freedom from, like, you could defend being a victim forever.
Yeah.
And most people would believe you that you were right, or you can get what you want, which is freedom from that past, past.
Yeah, cut those energy ties.
Did you go? What shrink did you go to? Can you share the name of it?
So originally I went to a woman named Kim Vincent, and she's out of Ojai, and she was
Ojai, California.
Yeah.
Wow, what a magical place.
Yeah, she was trained in NLP, neuro linguistic practitioner training. And so this was the first person that really made, like, I could feel shift happening within my body. And so then I went on and I became an NLP practitioner, and I took global NLP practitioner training. And Nikki, I worked with Nikki actually during my pregnancy, but Nikki owns global NLP, and she has trainings all over the world. She's amazing.
What's her last name?
Nikki, I look up global NLP. Nikki
MLP, like Matthew Larry. Oh, N. Okay.
N like nerd. Global NLP.
Oh, NLP.
Yeah.
NLP.
Neuro linguistic programming.
How can I be a bad hearer? I have headphones on and it's like going straight to my brain.
Yeah, Nikki Schneider. And think of NLP like you're retraining the thought patterns in your brain, just like you retrain movement patterns. So you have to redo those avenues, those paths that have been created. You have to establish new paths.
I really got caught up on the thing also that you said is that your values bring you to where you're at.
Yeah, because we make choices. We act in accordance with our values. And if we don't have values, then we're just flailing along like I was,
Yeah.
But
where did you get your values at? Like, where did you even learn what values are? Or where did you get your values at?
Let me think. So around the time I started doing NLP counseling therapy.
What year was that, by the way?
It was probably 2009, like right as I was finishing chiropractic school.
So when Lance met you, he got like a pretty evolved version of you.
He got the best version of me so far.
He's stoked. He's stoked. You just came right out of the auto body shop, new paint, all the dents taken out.
The baggage in the closet had been cleared.
Yeah, that's awesome. He'd give you some new baggage.
Yeah. But I'd also done something called the Landmark Forum.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, Sarah Cog, isn't that crazy? Was an instructor at Landmark.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like it was big in LA during that time, and that helped me a lot because I started investigating reality and seeing what was true and not true, getting clear on certain things. Helped me with communication skills. I'm trying to think what else.
Were you scared to do Landmark?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it felt a bit cultish, but I was like, let me just try it out. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I like to try things and experience things. So that was cool. I also read a book. It was called Loyalty to Your Soul. That was really good. Marianne Williamson's book, Return to Love, was really good.
Oh man, did you see what happened to Marianne Williamson?
No.
Oh.
I actually I have not watched the news. I don't think since Vera's been born.
I really liked her. You know she ran for president, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went full unconscious. It was
Dang.
crazy how many people went unconscious. You know who didn't go unconscious was Tole. Did you ever hear him talk about the pandemic?
No.
Oh, it's amazing. I was so proud of him. Yeah, Marianne went full she locked herself in a fucking apartment for 2 months. Like she lost her shit. Yeah, she went off the deep end.
Oh,
it was crazy.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and her hatred of Trump is kind of crazy. Like whether you like him or not, it's like,
yeah,
hey, like that's not good for you. Like what you're doing.
No,
she's running on this platform of love while she hates Trump. I'm like, oh man, you're a libtard like I was. Damn it.
Yeah. I will say those press conferences with Trump during the pandemic, they were kind of a highlight. It was like comedy hour for me.
Oh, he's so funny.
It's hilarious.
I've really learned to enjoy him.
Yeah, totally.
I've really learned to enjoy him. What a wild world we live in. Okay, so I want to go back to what BirthFit is. So BirthFit is so
a there lifestyle.
But there are tools there. So if you are thinking about wanting to get pregnant, you are pregnant, or you had a baby.
Yeah.
Basically, any question you have, it's a resource for you. Should I have birth in a hospital? Should I have it at home? If I have sex doggy style, I'll have a boy. If I it's a whole.
That.
I know, but someone could be like, "Hey, that's bullshit." But but what I'm saying is, there's no. It's a forum and a place with people with tons of experience to any questions fair game.
Totally. And
hey, what if my baby's born breech and I have to run to the hospital? Like all those questions that people are worried about.
We hit them up.
Yeah, you hit them up. Or I can't get pregnant.
You're having trouble. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Hey, me and my boyfriend have been having sex unprotected for 2 years and I'm still not pregnant. What's up? BirthFit. Yeah. BirthFit's a resource for you.
Yeah, totally. And if we don't
How about this one? How about this one? My boyfriend or my husband wants to, or boyfriend, whatever, doesn't want to have a baby and I want to have a baby.
Oh, then you got to talk about it.
Yeah, but is there people at BirthFit to talk to about that also?
Yeah. So we have a huge, I would say, a virtual community. And lots of virtual gatherings. Hold on, sorry.
No, take your time. Take your time.
Let us see if she'll come here. How about this? She's playing with sticks.
This audience is so cool. Like they're so used to all the chaos.
There we go. No, what I was gonna say was we're a virtual community. We switched and did so much stuff online due to the pandemic, as most people did. So we have probably one virtual gathering of some sort a week. And then in May, I think it is, I'll be teaching a live BirthFit Basics postpartum class. So that's coming up. But
say that one more time. In May.
Yeah, in May there'll be a BirthFit Basics.
Okay.
Postpartum class. So that's our way of trying to bring like the live experiences back.
So in May the class is for women who've already had babies.
Yes.
What if you're pregnant and you want to take the class on what it's like after you have a baby? Can you do that?
Well, we'll have separate classes for pregnancy.
For those still growing. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that it's been long, but I still have so many questions. Let me see if I can get someone through the questions of the audience, and then I want to go back to this thing that you mentioned, if we have time, where you referred to the woman as the nourisher. That was a really powerful comment, and I want to.
Like, I don't know how much time you got left.
I got plenty of time. I'm more concerned about you because I know that you're holding a baby.
Yeah, she maybe has 5 or 10 minutes left.
Okay, here we go. Eric Weiss, can Lindsey speak on the BirthFit leadership coach process, asking for my wife, 10-year L&D nurse, and moving toward becoming a lactation consultant?
Okay, yeah. So right now, our BirthFit coach course the wait list is open for enrollment. And we have one BirthFit coach course this year due to mom life. Hello. And it's a 13 module course that you complete on your own pace. And once you've completed the modules, ideally you get through those, in June or July, August at the latest. Then we have the live integration calls in September and October, and we'll wrap those first week of November. And then you'll become a BirthFit leader or a BirthFit coach, just depending on what kind of credentials you have in your past. So if you're an L&D nurse or a doula, more like a BirthFit leader. If you've taken, CrossFit, NASM, CSCS, some sort of fitness certification in the past, you'll be a BirthFit coach. And that's mainly, to coach women moving equipment, having some sort of equipment experience. But the coach course is awesome. We cover everything from the sacred female cycle to sovereignty in the birth space, birth history in America. We cover obviously modifications and adaptations through each trimester, rehab and healing postpartum. We talk about nutrition and nourishment, and then business questions, like business support, business questions. Because a lot of people do this in conjunction with their CrossFit gym or their existing business, as a chiropractor or physical therapist or, L&D. It's a great, I would say, accessory or supplemental thing to maybe something that's already existing, or stay-at-home mom that wants to work part-time.
Buttery Bubbles, thank you, BirthFit. Your Instagram page helped us find a provider for my unvaxxed son.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that makes me happy to hear. Braylon, a tenor fitness competitor, have you witnessed a stillbirth?
Yeah, well, I haven't witnessed, but we've had people within the BirthFit community and in my chiropractic office. It's heavy stuff for sure. Yeah.
One of my kids was born not breathing.
Oh.
And it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But hey, and I thought the whole thing took 15 minutes, but when I looked at the diary that the midwives came, they got him 90 seconds after he was born. He was already breastfeeding. So in that 90 seconds, they got him breathing again. They brought his color back, but they had to resuscitate him. It was with like a turkey baster on his face. It was crazy. My wife's like, "Why are you crying?" Because she couldn't see the baby because they were working on the baby on her back. She was on all fours, and they used her back as the table.
Aww.
It was wild. Graciano Rubio, Lindsey's the real deal. Take her courses.
Thanks. He took one of our live courses in the past. So much appreciated.
Boys take them too.
Yeah. Whenever we had the coach seminar, the live version, probably, anywhere from 2 to 5 of the participants would be gentlemen.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, because then they would learn about breath work and stability breath and the core and pelvic floor. And then they could go on as CrossFit coaches and adequately coach their class, because breath work applies to everybody.
That's for sure. And did you say, and the coaching piece, right?
Yeah.
Carolyn M. A lot of women these days have massive anxiety. Are there some women who won't be able to get to the BirthFit mindset?
Oh, well, like I said, it's a choice. We definitely have people that come in and they're like, "Oh, I can't do that," or, "That's too hard," or "I'm not going to ask that," or, when they share an example, like they went to their provider, whatever, something happened, we're like, "Hey, maybe you should seek out another opinion. Maybe you should get a consultation from a local midwife or another OB." And they're like, "No, I'm good with this one." That's a choice right there. That's you choosing to stay in that situation. So there's always choices involved. But I would say there's so many tools to, I would say, mitigate the anxiety. And anxiety is, really you're not allowing yourself to live in the present. You're missing out due to fear of the future. And that was a big thing I learned in NLP, was how to mitigate anxiety.
Okay, last question. I know we're at the end here. I know you got to go. Lindsey, women can grow babies in them and men can't. And here's another crazy thing that women can do. I wonder, so a man can be ready to be a king, but he can't be a king unless a woman makes him a king. He behaves like a king. He attracts a king. I just got inspired by this by watching your thing. I never realized, like, it's this thing, like, it's like this bad thing. Like, someone might say, like, a woman should not want to find her a king. She should want to be her own queen. But the thing is like a man, that's the power of a woman. She can believe in a man and make him a king. I mean, the man has to be ready. You have to be fucking ready. Yeah. But when you're with a woman who believes, what does that mean to you when I say that? What's it mean to I always couch it as if you find a woman who believes in you, keep her.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, that's all you need from a woman, just believe in you.
Totally. Like, if a woman believes in you, she's going to love you, nourish you. She's just going to,
why is it that women are nourishers? Why do you call them nourishers? That's exactly what my wife is. She nourishes everything. She nourishes our souls, our tummies. She nourishes like she's like, my wife is the great nourisher. It's funny. I just realized that when you said that earlier.
And when a man allows the woman to be the nourisher, she flourishes. It's like the ultimate feminine expression.
Yeah.
It's innate in us. It's within our biology. And, women, I like to say, are the bridge between man and their source, their God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no other proof better than that, than birth, because the woman reaches through a different portal to touch God to bring a life earthside. But yeah, I think, if we actually tapped into our biology, our innate biology, and lived in accordance with that, we would have less dis-ease. We would live more in harmony. The rest and relaxation recovery period of postpartum would be a little bit more honored. And the women are ultimately the nourishers. I don't know a better word for it, but they make a house a home. They make.
So women, just think about that for a second. You can have your own king. Yeah. It doesn't make you any less. That's how powerful you are. You can anoint a king. Yeah. You guys are king makers.
Yeah. And when you basically, as a nourisher, like, and I think that's what I had to step into, was like, okay, I don't want to live independent, sorry, Vera.
Who wouldn't want a king? I want a fucking king. My next life, I'm getting a king. Yeah. Who wouldn't want a king?
I don't want to be a girl boss, independent. I want somebody to provide stability for me. I want somebody to, hold the fortress down. Birth is a great example. Protect the cave. And then within that, I can express my creativity, express my nourisher, express my feminine vibe however I want,
Yeah.
But the male biology creates the boundaries, is the protector, and the female is like the artiste within it.
I feel like my wife is what brings the magic into my house.
Oh, for
sure. The mystery, the wonder, the wisdom, the wisdom. Yes. She brings and maybe she doesn't even, maybe I get it before she even gets it, but it's there because of her, because of the space she's created, because of what she's given me and the boys. But when you were saying that, I think it's so important to realize that, hey, as a woman, you will be really happy in the woman's role. But you're also really powerful in the sense that you also have to assign that role. You have to find your behavior will create the man that will allow you to be your role. It's a very powerful position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women are so powerful if they just sit back and lean into their innate biology. Life felt so like, this was a good example for me. Like, trying to keep up with the rat race and, trying to be a CEO, as you have it in your background, but living with all these, masculine energies on the forefront of my life, like trying to crush it that way, rather than what postpartum ultimately has taught me is to surrender to motherhood, to surrender to the flow. And I'm not even kidding. Like, there's ease that comes with that. Like, sure, postpartum's been messy, but it's really been probably one of the most fun I've had in a long time, just surrendering to the feminine energy, the mothering energy. And I think that's hard, somebody that, was so strict with studying, working, all the things before. And I maybe would have not done that, 10 years prior. So that was some unlearning that needed to happen.
Yeah, you just described my wife after she had kids too. It's crazy. She's so let go.
Yeah, let it go.
Hey, Lindsey, thank you so much. Thanks for the support of the show. Hey, I would love to have you on all the time. You're so cool. Anytime you want to come on, I'd love to talk to you.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. And congratulations on the baby. Give my love to Lance, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye, Sevan.
All right. Ciao. Jake Chapman. I like to remind my wife who her king is by waking her up at 3:30 a.m., standing at the end of the bed, shouting, "Worship me," with a crown and a huge erection. Yeah, totally. I do that too. I use a Burger King crown. Mine's a little... Perform the standee. God, Lindsey's cool as shit, man. I feel like my life and her life are so parallel, like her and Lance's life. It's nuts. Except he's like more of a man, like electrician. Jesus Christ.
He was a Marine too, I think.
Yeah, he was. I put a hole in the wall in my office the other day trying to mount some lights, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to pay someone $1,000 to fix it. Probably like I could probably do it for $20 if I went to Home Depot myself.
Yeah, you just get a patch and some paste and throw it over the top.
I'm just gonna ignore it. I covered it with some sound foam.
That's good too. Maybe that's what I do to the house. I should just sound foam everything.
Yeah,
that way I don't have to look at it.
Yeah, it's a cool look. Sevan, my 2-year-old loves Matoothian. I know, isn't it crazy? My kids love it. They love the process of it. It's so much better than putting paste on your stick. Jake Chapman, it's amazing how similar I am to all these incredible guests. Sevan.
Diverse.
I really wanted to go to the skate park today, but I got a show at 1:15. We got a show at 1:15. Are you going to be here for that?
Yep, I'll be here.
Like, is that what time it starts?
I think. I think
what a weird time. What a shitty marketing strategy.
Some off number.
Yeah, that's stupid. Hour. Who came up with that? So 1:15 the show starts, and then at 1:30, that's when you guys like 1:15. I'll just be jerking off Born Primitive and CA Peptides for 15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. I liked how you looked over how excited you were. You're like a kid that just saw Christmas present under the tree. And then at 1:30, and then at 1:30, Colton versus Taylor. Talking to her makes me want to have kids.
Doesn't it?
I'm done though. But I mean, I have kids.
You want more?
I mean, it would be cool.
More.
If a malevolent corporate interests who want to profit from poisoning kids, I don't know if I like that opening line. Let's just say this. I'm gonna edit this a little bit. If corporate interests who want to profit off your kids capture the American Academy of Pediatrics, how would you know? The American Academy of Pediatrics, pediatricians, TV, news, government, and academia would not tell you because they are similarly captured. So seriously, how would you know? Courageous parents caring for their injured children would tell you, as would a handful of brave pediatricians who would soon lose their licenses for telling the truth. And that's how you know, and that's exactly what's happening. This is a pretty... I took out the word malevolent and profit from poisoning your kids. I don't know. Maybe that's more appropriate. But those of you who still think that vaccines and all that stuff are okay, you should just keep looking into it. Just remember, you're here. I hate to be a cheese dick, but just remember, hey, you're here listening to this show for a reason. Just look into it. Read a book like The Moth and the Iron Lung, or whatever that book was I read, or Dissolving Illusions. Just look into it. Just see. And just remember, like, those parents out there who are showing concern for it, they don't have any interest except the life of their kids. And the other people, they may have interest in life of their kids too, but they also have a huge interest in making a shitload of money. And so just be smart. Those books are great too, and they're not like propaganda books. They're not like books beating over your head. The Moth and the Iron Lung isn't even like it's not even it's just a story of the polio, what happened with polio. It's not like there's nothing anti-vax about it. Then again, you know, that stat that only people, the vast majority of people who are dying from COVID have 4 more comorbidities and are over the age of 80. You would think that's anti-vax information, but for some reason that's not. It's just a huge slap in the face to anyone who got it. I did see this. I did see this. Asymmetric ear. Sevan, did you see the Candace versus Macron? I did see that. To be honest with you, I actually watched it twice, because the first time I watched it, I really didn't want to believe it, and I kept punching holes in what she was saying. And then a friend of mine told me that they're really kind of disturbed by it, and so I watched it again. Oh, let me see. Go Down. What's it called? What's the title called? Go the Other Way. Right Winger. Wow.
This is the first one that popped up.
It's crazy. Right winger Candace Owen promotes terrifying theory of liberal pedophile. I mean, that's what you have to put. If you're going to put right winger, you have to put why not call it radical violent liberal? I mean, right winger Candace Owen promotes terrifying theory that France's first lady is trans. I don't know why it's terrifying. Oh, they're quoting her. This is a this is a trip. I watched that episode. It is a trip. I mean, you have to take a lot of what she says for face value, but it's weird. In another post she added, after looking into this, I would stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Bridget Marcon is in fact a man.
Wow.
Dude, it is I mean, fuck, watch the video. It's really hard to refute her. Listen though,
it's like the Michelle Obama thing.
I'm the same idiot that saw an Inconvenient Truth and thought global warming was real. You know what I mean? Like, and thought that we would be dead in 12 years.
It's a compelling movie.
So, I mean, fuck, what do I know? I listened to The Moth and the Iron Lung this week. Absolutely fascinating. I'm going to get the physical book so I can underline, take notes. Yeah, isn't it wild? The book could have been half as long. It's really long. I listened to the audiobook. It just went on forever and ever. But man, the history of the country and those moths and the silk moth and how it's all tied to war and like making clothing and I mean, fuck, dude. Serious question: why are liberals pedos? Historically, vast conservatives who are touching little boys and yeah, I agree. I don't know what happened, dude. Hey, it's the same thing with, it used to be liberals that wanted to close the border. and it was conservatives that were trying to smuggle in Mexicans to work in the fields. I mean, look, I just watched this the other day. I don't know what's happened, dude. I don't know why. I know exactly. I agree with you, Pat. It was conservative fucking priests that were fucking diddling kids. Now it's now it's liberals. The script got flipped. Look at this. Doses. Look at this one. I have like 5 videos like this. I've look at this shit right here, dude. It makes me feel better for being a libtard for so long when I see stuff like this. Look at this. Look at this. Fucking beautiful Barack Obama with his beautiful voice. Judy Reed, there's sickos on both sides. Only the right won't condemn it. The left encourages it with celebrities. Yeah, I kind of agree there with that. But check this out, Doses. Look at this. Look at this. This might as well be Trump now talking. Listen to this. Trump is saying the exact same thing that Obama is.
This is not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. It's not something that is guaranteed or automatic. You've got to earn it. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration.
Do you know that if Trump said that you got to learn English to come to this country, he'd be fucking hanged as a Nazi? It would be fucking crazy, dude.
That's racist.
Yeah, it would be so crazy.
But they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any to control it. So we've got to deal with that at the same time as we deal in a humane fashion with folks who have put down roots here, have become our neighbors, have become our friends. They may have children who are U.S. citizens. That's the kind of comprehensive approach that we have to take. All right? This is not going to be a free ride.
It's nuts. I don't know what happened. All these people who are saying, hey, it's just they're both the same party and all that shit. Maybe they're right. Fuck. Do you guys want to see something? Do you want to see a chick with big old titties, or do you want to see the guy who beat up the cops in New York City? I mean, we can see both.
Big old titties.
Okay, big old titties. It is. Look at this. I saw this post the other day. This is crazy.
I want to see the big old titty.
This is this chick's a cop in Australia.
Damn, I'm moving to Australia.
Crazy, right? But I of course would never say big old titties if it wasn't a quote from something, because I'm not a. Look at, she wrote them big old titties.
St. Texas.
Oh, I can't. No. What's working harder? The zipper. Oh, what's working? The zipper on this tri-suit. What's working harder? The zipper on this tri. What's working harder than a full-time working mom and 4 training for a marathon?
Jesus H. Christ.
My goodness. The internet's just for perving out on people.
Look at those abs. Damn.
I wonder if that's what 80% of the people do. They just perv out on people. She had 4 kids.
Wow. That's nuts.
I'd like to see a little more depth on that squat, but it's cool.
Less gloves.
So this one's not going to surprise you guys. One of the boys that beat up the cop last month. You guys remember that when the cops were those 7 or 8 illegal aliens were beating up the 2 cops on the streets of New York City? Do you guys remember that? You guys remember that? Everyone remember that? Caleb, remember that?
Oh, I remember. I'll never forget.
Imagine people beating up cops on the street and getting arrested, but because they're from a foreign country, you can't hold them because it's a sanctuary city, so you let them go.
Back into the city.
Hey, by the way, there's no Republicans who agree with that. So that's that's my deal. There's like that's just a democratic justification for kindness. So that's the example I'm saying. They want to take rights away from the individual. Those are the cops that got beat up, and give them to a group. Amnesty for this group. So we've all lost our rights in sanctuary cities to be protected from violent illegal aliens. That's like a perfect example, because it should just be individual rights. The individual rights for everyone is that no one gets beaten on the streets. But once again, the Democrats believe that taking rights away from individuals, these cops who were stomped, and giving them to groups, illegal aliens. But here it is. You can't even fucking believe this shit. Migrant teen that was arrested for attack on police officer was arrested again for shoplifting and assaulting a security guard.
No shit.
Just a reminder, they want to open up your home so guys like him have somewhere to live.
Brand new video of the suspect in that NYPD officer beating. He was just arrested in a separate Macy's robbery case, suspected of being involved in a security guard beatdown. The security guard outside Macy's was punched and kicked. Darwin Gomez was one of those beating suspects a judge initially freed without bail after the beating of 2 NYPD police officers in Times Square earlier this month. This is brand new video of the suspect in that NYPD officer beating. He was
get a plane, fly him over Panama, open the door and push him out, and have a parachute just automatically pull.
Nah.
Okay, or not.
Just malfunction. That's
so
ridiculous.
So this is what makes me like I don't want to like hate anyone, but this makes it like I can't be friends. I like the people who are the people who vote Democrat are putting these people, or allowing this to happen. And this is eventually going to happen to someone's mom or sister, or, well, it is happening already, right? People are already getting fucking raped and beaten and killed. And like, Caleb, you and I cannot go outside and fucking, me and you be like, wait for a cop to come by and stomp them and beat them up and then get released.
No. That's why you carry everywhere you go.
And I don't want to get released. I don't want to be on the same footing as these people. I want to live in a civilization where there's rules.
There need to be rules.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did you see Biden, like, somebody asked him if he felt bad about calling that illegal and illegal?
Yeah. He said he regrets it.
Well, not really supposed to be here, but yeah, I guess.
I wish I wouldn't have used that term.
It's illegal. You're not supposed to be here. You're illegal.
Lifelong Democrat surprises BET reporter. What's that? Black Entertainment Television reporter with shocking confession.
The politics are an ongoing debate between Azad Ahmadi, member of the Georgia Black Republicans, and his girlfriend Alexandra, a registered Democrat, who at times sit on opposite sides of the aisle.
So even though you have political differences, it's not a deal breaker. No, it's not a deal breaker.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
So in 2008 and 2012, you voted for
Barack Obama.
2016.
I voted for Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton. 2020.
Donald Trump.
Biden. And who will you vote for in 2024?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Damn!
The politics are an
Holy shit.
Hey, dude, everyone knows, dude, now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty evident. I love
the only people who don't know are really young people and really old people. Really old people, because they're so fucking lost. They still think they're dealing with the old Democratic Party. And really young people, because they don't give a fuck. They're still like, fuck it. Like they're just eat Doritos, play first shooter games, and jack off to porn. Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone else in the middle knows. Eric Wise, they ain't black if they don't vote for Trump. Yeah, hey, Trump should say that now. Just for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
Biden's throwing rocks too, so fuck it.
Hey, I know this guy said that and I didn't approve, but listen. Holy shit. D. Trump. I know I have something funny. I'd like to finish with something funny. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. This is great. This is guy. Speaking of black guys. This is probably going to get the video fucking a ding, but whatever.
Women do creepier shit than that. Women have sex toys. You know what I'm saying? Sex, like toys that they have sex with. You get what I'm saying, Nick? Remember when you was a kid and you used to play with toys? They fuck their toys, dude. Adult women. And not like a whole toy dude. No. Just a severed penis toy. They fuck a severed penis toy. But we're the creeps. I know there's sex toys for men, but we can't actually buy one and have it and let you find it and then explain it. Well, you know, it's really hard to meet people, but a boy's got his needs, am I right? So I stick my dick in this rubber Pringles can. Anywho, said you Virgo, that's cool. What's mom like? They don't stop there, man. We never make fun of them. They can fuck whatever they want. We don't make fun of them. We don't judge them. We don't call them creeps. They can fuck all the toys, shower heads, washing machines, carrots, cucumber. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, vegetable. You ever had a salad? They'll fuck what goes in a salad. You get what I'm trying to say?
They'll fuck what goes in a salad. Oh my goodness.
When I was in high school, I had a friend who would just buy a cucumber and condoms. He's a dude. Buy a cucumber and condoms, and then just like that was it on the Walmart like conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, and the cashier would always just give them weird looks and be like,
he did it just for fun, just to get a reaction.
Just to fuck with cashiers. Yeah, it's great. And he would always find the biggest one. So he'd get like probably a 16-inch fucking cucumber, and then the Magnum condoms.
Even so, zucchini season's coming around. It's almost time to plant zucchinis, and every zucchini, I like when I go out to the zucchini and pick them, I just see penises.
Yeah,
I've never matured.
Big old cocks.
Yeah, I've never matured. Wow. Christian Kettler.
Wow.
I had a friend who made a homemade fleshlight out of soup can and lunch meat. Oh my god. What was that thing called? A wizard slab? A wizard
sleeve?
Wizard sleeve.
Jeez.
Oh, pool boy. I can't read yours. Sorry. Jesus Christ. What if you got a paper cut doing that? You can't be fucking a toilet roll. What if you get a paper cut?
The toilet? Do you soak the toilet roll first?
Oh, get a little wet?
Yeah. Warm water.
Blunt the sharp edges.
Yeah.
Not too long.
Just enough. Make it a little squishy.
All right. Let me see. Any other things? Being with a great man. What's this? Please be a comedy. Oh. Let me see what this is. This might be funny too. I like funny stuff. Here we go.
Wasn't only second. Everything else came before me, and I couldn't understand why. His friends got his time, his work got so much effort, everything in his life got so much effort and time, but I was always put aside for years. Like, it took so long. I just kind of accepted it because I knew he was an addict, but then I was like, but why can you do this with his friends but he can't go out with me? Or why can he spend this money on a festival but he can't go to dinner with me? I wasn't only second. Everything else came before me.
You know what's kind of crazy about this? This is titled "What's the Deep? A Gambling Addict's Wife." Last week we spoke to Elliot. It was actually his wife who reached out to us about his story, and I feel it's really important to share both sides of one. Tamara shares what has been like living with a gambling addict for so long, hoping things would change. Oh, what has been like living. You know what's crazy? When I heard this, though, too, is like, if you're going to live with someone who's going to do great shit, like Hillary Froning and Sammy lived with, I mean, those are, their husbands have addict type qualities. The success that they have, you have to be fucking singularly committed. Same with like musicians, right? Like if you want to marry fucking Mick Jagger, well, dude, you're going to be second. Fitting in with people who are doing great shit is not easy. I had a girlfriend before my wife who was always talking about settling down. That's all she wanted to do is settle down, settle down, settle down.
That sucks.
Yeah, I think she made the fucking. Eventually, we parted ways, and I wonder to this day. I wonder if she's happy with the route she took. I heard the phone doing weird shit.
I can understand wanting to stay in one place, but I couldn't just stop doing everything. Like I'd get antsy. Like I was talking to Leaf Edmondson.
Yeah.
And he was saying, he's like, yeah, I've been basically not doing anything, really just hanging out with my kids and stuff. And he goes, I'm not sure how long that's going to last. I'm going to want to do something, because he can't just sit still and be doing nothing,
Yeah.
It's hard to do that.
If you're gonna be with someone who's great, like let's say you're a chick and you want to marry this, and you're with this guy and you want to sleep in with him every morning and just lay around in bed and eat breakfast. Listen, but he wants to be the world's greatest guitarist. You have to decide.
You sit there and listen to him play guitar for you.
Yeah, you have to fucking decide, right? It's like you guys might not hang out much for 5 or 6 years. He's going to spend he's going to be poor, and he's going to spend every cent he has on guitars. Now, listen, if he's a fucking drug addict or a gambler, no. But dude, it paid off for Sammy and Hillary, right? Their boys fucking grinded, and now they're set. They believed in their dude. They hung in there, and now they're bringing in the cheese.
Now they have a massive farm plot, and
now they're rich.
Rich as fuck.
Clock, every time I pick zucchinis, I see penises. All right. I need to go work out, get crazy caffeinated.
You gonna do the open workout today?
I'm gonna call my wife. I don't know. I'm gonna probably I could spontaneously do it if I'm like just walking around the house sweating. Do you have shit to do it if you wanted to spontaneously do it at the Shadican? Could you?
I don't have a pull-up bar stable enough, but I did it this morning already. I went to my affiliate.
Oh, you did? Did you make it to the second round, to the rest?
Yeah, I did. So I got through one round, and then I got 3 bar muscle ups in the second round. So
you did 7 thrusters to 135 and then some bar muscle ups?
Yep. Yeah, I did. So 7 thrusters, 7 bar muscle ups, 7 thrusters, and 3 bar muscle ups.
I was thinking that if I could get through the whole first part, I'd be pretty happy. So basically, I was thinking, what I have to do is every 90 seconds, I have to do 5 thrusters in 45 seconds, and then 5 thrusters in 45 seconds. Then I have to do 5 chest to bar in 45 seconds, and then 5 chest to bar. Did you kip it all, the pull-ups, or did you just do them?
I did butterfly pull-ups and then kipping bar muscle-ups, obviously. But
yeah,
I broke it up. I was doing 6 thrusters and 6 and 4 thrusters, and then 6 and 4 chest to bar, basically.
Not that I care, but is it legit to switch? I'll do all my shit strict. Is it legit? It's fine to shift your grip, right? When they say pull-ups, that doesn't matter, right?
No, yeah, I think you can switch grip. You could do whatever, but as long as you're going from a dead hang and then touching your chest to the bar.
Okay, so that's my plan. If I can get through just to God. How are those 135 thrusters? Did you do onesies?
No, I did 4 and 3.
Holy shit. Damn, dude.
My legs were toast for sure.
So you're stoked you got it out of the way.
Yeah, I'm glad that I did it. I'm also glad that I got to the bar muscle ups at all, to be honest. Usually when there's bar muscle ups in an open workout, I get 2 because I'm just not fit enough to get more of them.
And how many did you get? You got 1?
I got 10 total.
Oh. 10 bar muscle ups.
Yeah.
So you finished a whole round.
Yeah. Feel pretty good about that.
Fucking A, dude.
No rips. Hands are good.
I haven't done a 95-pound thruster in a while.
Really?
Mm-mm. I
don't really those barbell thrusters when we did that.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm a beast at 45-pound thrusters. World class. Did 18 in a row. I can remember the very first time I did 21 thrusters with 95 pounds. The first time in Fran, I didn't break up the first round. I can remember I was at a gym in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Fuck, it hurt.
Was it tough? Yeah.
Oh, man, it hurt.
I remember doing. I've always been able to do Fran like thrusters pretty much unbroken, but today I don't think I could do it. When I did the level 1, it was 5 rounds of 10 thrusters and 10 burpees, and I was like, oh, I could do those unbroken, and then I got through like one set of 10, and I was like, fuck, that's not happening. So that's why I broke it up on this one, because I figured it'd be about the same.
95 pounds is going to be heavy for me.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Asymmetric ears, 21 thrusters are not bad if you stop right there. I don't know, man.
If you just do 21 thrusters, yeah.
I don't know. It's bad. You did 60 yesterday? 60 thrusters?
Dang. Are you doing cap? Doing cap programming?
All right. What about that leak, man? That's pretty funny.
I love it. It's so good. I love that people are complaining that people brought it to everybody's attention. It wouldn't have been a problem if nobody had said anything about it. What do you want to do, dude?
Those people are crazy. They put it up on YouTube. I got 30 text messages and 30 DMs with the screenshot. Everyone saw it.
And if you have notifications on for the CrossFit Games YouTube channel, you're getting that notification. Everybody got it.
So you went there and then you saw it. There it is. It's up.
Yeah. 1 million people got that notification.
Wait, is the actual picture in the notification the workout?
No, it was just like, I think the picture was just Tola Marquinhos doing bar muscle ups, or doing a bar muscle up.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, it's just 24.3 and then Tola at the top of a bar muscle up.
God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so at least you knew it was going to be bar muscle ups at a minimum. And then it was up long enough for people to screen record the actual thing.
Sevi, Dave said Roe is a better interview than you. I listened to that podcast. I didn't hear that. God, Jake, you are such a douche nozzle. I like you so much, and then you take 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. Do you still take suggestions on guests, or is that just your thing now? No, actually, if you give me a suggestion, I'm going to come over to your house and just shove it up your ass. I mean, did your testosterone just plummet?
What does it even mean?
Yeah, do you take suggestions? No, if I see you type a suggestion, I plug my ears and close my eyes. God, Jake, were you the kid at school who's like, can I hang out with you? I'd be like, no. And can you hang out with me? Rule number 1 about hanging out with me. Don't ask me if you can hang out with me. Man, Jake, I'm judging the fuck out of you right now. Basically, if anyone gives me a suggestion in the DM, if you give me a suggestion in the DMs and you send the Instagram with it, I'll immediately go to the person's Instagram, and 9 out of 10 times I'll oh yeah, he's typing. I fucked him up right there, right? He's like, I fucked Jacob so hard right there. He stumbled back off his computer. He's like, what the fuck? I just got toe up by a midget. Toe up from the flow up. Yeah. Basically, if you guys send me suggestions in Instagram, I click on the link and I invite the person like right away. Hey, you know who's coming on the show who texts me is Jack De La Maddalena. That's kind of cool, right?
Fuck yeah, it is.
He's having a surgery on his arm, and then he said he'll be right on. I'm stoked.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I dicked down Jake. I dicked him up, dicked him down, dicked him right to left. I just dicked him. Yeah, that's usually what I say. And then I invite someone to come on the podcast, Braylon. And then they say, God, that's such a cute picture of Jason Hopper.
It must be from when he was at Clemson. He looks too prim and proper there.
Hey, is this his way of saying I looked fat? Where's this Matuthian reel? Do I look fat?
Oh, it's on the Matuthian Instagram page.
Jesus criminy. Please tell me I don't look fat. Please tell me I don't look fat. Please tell me I don't look fat. Okay, I see. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Oh, it's because of those pants. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't look fat. I mean, I'm big right now. I'm like 170. I'm all juiced up.
You would not believe how many times it took them to get this right.
No, that's you know what it's because you're used to seeing me in long johns and you're used to seeing me in long johns and like a shirt like this. Yeah, I'm not. Those are like my who makes those? Those are Victo's pants and like a shirt that I've had for 15 years that I never wear. And like I was trying to be like that was at the BSI summit.
I think you were sweating when that was happening when you were making that.
Probably. Yeah, that Matuthian thing where you're walking to the camera, you look square like SpongeBob, but I don't look fat, right? Like my face doesn't look fat and shit. Would you guys tell me if I got fat?
You look clean.
All right.
Like
Let me know if I look fat. That will really. Someone in the comments, if someone in the comments ever would call me fat, that would send me for a tailspin. I'd probably have to be put on suicide watch. Let's
go on that CrossFit Games diet again.
Yeah, it'd be fucked. Yeah, be fucked. Sevan, your hips are uneven. I'm walking like a retard, dude. I'm walking so fast, but I think my hips are uneven. I think you're right. I think that's why my back is all jacked up.
Who else thought it was a pistol?
And look, my pants are on. No, my pants are on crooked too. I need someone who's protecting my reputation, my persona, my public persona.
You need a PR guy?
Yeah. I am. I'm on all that stuff. I'm on creatine and I mean not like regularly. Like I didn't take any when I was there. But I'm on steaks and creatine and I didn't even really drink. I think I had one beer and maybe a couple tequila shots or something when I was there. I haven't really been drinking at all. Look, I think my skin shows that. Do I look different to you? Like I've drank less in the last month than I have. I had a cancer scare there, for fuck's sake.
He really shaped up after that.
Yeah. You're walking like a low budget T1000. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh shit. This isn't. Oh no. Husky is what you tell fat kids.
Oof. Wow.
Alex Peters Husky. I'll tell you, Husky, you should see Graciano. I should have stood next to Graciano. I'd look like a little bite.
Yeah, you would have.
Not fat, but definitely wider than you are tall. Oh, fuck, that's not good either.
His hands are huge too, Graciano's.
They are?
Yeah, he like gave me a fist bump and it was like his fist was like this, much bigger than my fist.
You have big hands too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. There were a lot of dudes there that were just dwarfing my hands. Jeff Martone.
Oh yeah, Martone's a weird creature.
He's an animal. Really nice guy.
How about the old guy that fucking deadlifted 315 cold for 10?
That was Jimmy Waddell, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to say his name.
Oh, sorry. Old guy deadlifted 315 a bunch. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, it was savage. In pants, in like with fucking a belt and a big old flannel shirt on and everything.
No, I wouldn't be an Oompa Loompa next to. How tall is Graciano? It's hard to figure out how tall he is. Maybe he's significant. I don't know how tall he is.
Probably like 5'8", 5'9".
He probably looks shorter than he is.
Yeah, I think he's taller than you, but he's like shoulder height to me.
His traps, his forearms are crazy. Like all his pieces are crazy. His arms, his triceps. It's like a stronger version of John Young. John Young has a trippy physique. Holy shit.
Yeah, he does.
You look like the last thing a Gazan hospital patient sees. Wait,
I don't even know what that means.
I know it's some sort of thing making fun of me because I look like a terrorist, but
he's at you again.
I don't have tiny hands, but they're just small. But they're not like people don't shake my hands and like feel sorry for me because I've shake people's hands and I feel sorry for them. I wouldn't call it fat, dumpy.
God, I think that's even worse.
Oh shit.
And that's it.
Shit. 800 calories on the assault bike today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make myself throw up in the toilet. I haven't even eaten anything. I'm gonna try to throw up last night's dinner.
I'm fasting now.
God, you guys are lucky. I'm 51. If I was 48, that shit would have really hurt me. Dude, tomorrow's my birthday. 52. Crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up doing that to you.
They
got to get it out before they got to be nice to you tomorrow.
And Judy sent me a present. She sent me all the Trump shit. She sent me this Trump hat.
I imagine they would sell that at like a gas station, but I feel like he has a storefront now.
Who? Oh,
Trump.
Oh, look at mine still has the cardboard in it. So it's not even used unless she saved the cardboard. She sent me a Trump flag.
Is it say MAGA 2024?
It says
Trump 2024.
It's crazy, dude. Hey, you know what's crazy? Like being a libtard like myself, like living in California, like that flag scared me. Like this hat scares me. Like I'm afraid someone's gonna find it and I'm gonna be in big trouble. Like I feel like I swear to God, it's like that here in California. Like I feel like I'm gonna go to jail for having this.
If I wore that around, everybody would be stoked here.
Like I have to like hide my weed in my Trump hat.
That hat looks like it's just weed with
like
an American flag on it.
My black penis.
God, that thing is disgusting. Is that a new one?
No, this is an old black penis.
It looks bigger.
No. I've been seeing a lot of cock lately because two of my boys, I told you their foreskin's going back now. And so every day they got questions. They're so excited. Listen, if you have one of these, you better vote for this dude.
Not a man if you don't vote for Trump.
If you have one of these, if you have a black cock, you better vote for Trump. God, black cock smells good. I'm going to hell. Fuck, dear Lord, please forgive me. I didn't say anything bad. I don't think Jesus would.
He's all forgiving.
I don't even think it's sacrilege to say that, or it's like, Sevi, you should have that Mike McDonald dude on from Crash. Yeah, I like that guy. He's moving his family to Kyrgyzstan to open the only gym in that shithole country. You've got to be shitting me. There's no way he's doing that.
That's a fact. I've talked to him about it.
You have?
Yeah. When I went to Crash, I talked to him. Yeah.
Can you show me where Kyrgyzstan is?
Kyrgyzstan?
I like his wife too. His wife used to help me with the Instagram account. I joke about a lot of things, but that thing about this hat and that flag, like you have to understand, it's like it's like weird. It's like this thing is like really weird for me. Like I'm like, okay, sorry. Can you pull out a little bit? I want to. Oh, okay. Oh shit. So it borders China.
Yeah.
In Afghanistan? Holy shit. Why is he doing that? Is he going over there to talk about Christian shit?
Yep. He's going to be he's going to be a missionary, basically.
The straightest thing a man can do is wear a toga, stay a virgin, and hang around with a group of men his whole life.
Wow, really? What about
Magnus Holmgren, I heard Brian Friend was mad at you over that hat. It's not even funny, but it's so funny.
Did he DM you about that?
Karina Rain. Ew. She didn't like me sniffing the black cock. Listen, someone's got to sniff it. Yeah, spreading Jesus. All right. Yesterday, A bunch of my buddies and I were sending pictures of the homes we grew up in. God, I hang out with some scumbags.
I couldn't even find my home to send it in, but I thought the rest of them were about accurate.
Yeah, mine was in a crazy white trash Hell's Angels neighborhood. I found it, but it looked too good. Like when my mom bought it was 72,000. Now it's selling for 845. But then it looks nothing like it did when I grew up there. So I was like, I'm not sending that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you want to see the street I grew up on?
Yeah.
It's go to 970 Argenta, Argenta Drive, Pacheco, California. We should look around on the street. Like people would drive their motorcycles across our lawn while we were outside. Neighbors, I remember the neighbors' kids fought with chainsaws once. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's my wait, is that the house? Wait, no. That's not my house. I think it's that one over. Yeah, it's that one. Oh yeah, that's the neighbor's house. Those people were fucking nuts, dude. The cops were always there. Those people fucking stole my sister's bike, the kids there, and then painted it with a can of spray paint, would ride it around. And I'm like, hey, that's my sister's bike. It was crazy.
Like, no, it's not. Doesn't look like your bike.
Yeah, that's and there was always a car like in there. They must be gone because there was always a broken down car in the front yard being worked on. So that's the house right there to the right. Not that one.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, man, they really cleaned it up. Yeah, let's look at the front. And that lemon tree right there. No, that's a mulberry tree to the right. Near the house. No, right in the middle. The little one looks like a bush. Yeah, right there. My dad and I planted that.
Wow, it's still there.
Yeah, crazy.
This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, they totally changed everything. Where those trash cans are on the right there, we had lawn there.
Oh yeah, they just turned it into like flower bucket.
Pacheco. How do you pronounce the city name? Pacheco. Yeah, I used to ride you can't tell, but that's a hill coming down that street. I used to ride my big wheel down that hill. That's like going up there. That kid at the top of the street, that was the kid who, like, it was in that blue house right there, that poor kid. All the kids in the neighborhood picked on him. He was the kid, like, you'd be like, hey, open your mouth and close your eyes, and then someone put a snail in his mouth.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like, hey, dude, show us your penis. Like, the kids were so mean to him. I didn't do that shit. I was not a mean kid.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Lisa Mason lived there on the corner right there. She was hot as fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What happened to Lisa Mason?
See, go down the house. That next house down there, I remember there was a guy working on a car there, and the battery exploded on his face. And so his face got burnt with battery acid.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fucking fire department, cops everywhere. God, that's a shithole neighborhood. So those homes right there, for if you're wondering, those are $1 million homes. That's California.
Wow. That's $1 million?
Yeah. I mean, that the home that I grew up in, I saw yesterday on Zillow, last sold for $845.
Jeez.
I know. It is not a good neighborhood. I mean, it's gross too. Not unlike constantly reminding people you were homeless voluntarily in Santa Barbara. Voluntarily. All right. 1:15 p.m. It's going to be a wild ride today, people. Colton Mertens. Really the coolest dude in CrossFit. The coolest CrossFit Games athlete there is. He sits on the mountain all by himself. He does the fucking corporate cheese dick opens, and he does the cool fucking gangsta opens. He can live in both worlds. He can traverse from hell to heaven, heaven to hell. His name is Colton Mertens. Oh. Here we go. Stand by. Oh, hold on. Hold on. It's someone from the South. I hear an accent. Hold on. It's a fatherly figure for sure. Hey, what's up, dude? Hello? 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 Do I have you? Hello? Okay, hold on. Bear with me. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Let me try one more time. That'll do it. I got you.
Hello.
Hey. Now
Hello.
Hey, I hear
Testing.
you now. I hear you now. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hello, my son.
Hello, what's up, dude? How are you? What do you want to talk about?
I'm good.
Are you going to beat me in
I'm
this
good.
workout?
Doubt it. I don't have the gymnastics, probably.
We should do it as a partner workout. You could do the thrusters. I'll do the pull-ups.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
I can probably do that.
What did you call for? Tell me you feel bad for Taylor?
Taylor's my man, man. I've got him all 3 times.
I know he's my man too, but I still man, this is gonna be tough.
It'll be tough, but I'm gonna stick with him.
Okay.
I still got him on my Heat 1, so
okay.
I'm looking for the 3-peat.
What did you think of the podcast today? Did you like hearing about births and stuff?
Oh yeah, it was good. I was a little curious. I never did hear whether or not she promotes water births versus natural births, or if she's good with either one, or what. I was kind of interested in that.
Yeah, I think yeah, okay, I should have asked her. I just made the presupposition that she felt like it was always better to do everything at home, but I probably should have asked her.
Yeah, I hear that. No, it was good. I think her husband and Jeremy Thiel used to be big buds.
Her husband's been around forever. Do you know him? You're in Texas, right?
Yeah, I've seen him. I never have really met him, but I've done lots of stuff with Jeremy and Central CrossFit there in Austin.
Hey, did you watch the show today?
A little bit, yeah.
And did you see the footage of me holding the Matuthian walking towards the camera?
Yeah, I've seen that post.
Okay, now be honest with me.
Okay.
When you saw that, were you like, oh, he looks a little fat? He got fat.
Oh yeah, PHAT. I said that you were fat.
Oh, okay, good.
Scared me for a second. Thought we were going to therapy.
Oh, I just got a review in from Matuthian. Hey, Sevan, this is my first day using the tooth powder. I like it. Oh, yeah.
All right.
You'll love it.
No, I liked your little commercial.
Okay,
it's cool.
Good. Okay, good.
And you look good. You look good, man.
Okay, good.
Looking strong.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Man, you look thick in the core. You've been doing a lot of leg lifts. Dan Guerrero, laugh out loud. I planted a seed in his head. Planted a seed? There's 1,000 seeds in my head. You fucking watered them.
There's a full-blown tree up there.
Yeah, I can't even remember my kid's name when I think in my brain. I have to sift through all the negative talk. You're fat. You're ugly. Your nose is huge. You suck at CrossFit. Oh, yeah, there's oh, that's Avi.
You're thick. You're fluffy.
Yeah. What the fuck you mean?
Fluffy.
I love black cock. Oh, what's that doing here? That's got to leave.
Oh,
that can't be in here.
You need to make a video of yourself crying before you do the open workout. Maybe that'll make it feel better.
Hey, Jeff, the way I do it, because I live a free and fucking bougie lifestyle, I don't ever plan to do it. I just wait till it'll literally be like, I'll be like in the backyard working, or I'll have a sweatshirt on and just went for a walk with the kids. And I'll be like, well, I guess I'm going to do it. And then I'll just roll into the garage and do it. Is that how you do it? Or do you like, okay, 10 a.m., head over to the box, I'm getting it?
Depends. Like this weekend, I'll just go do it. But the first 2 I did at a CrossFit Round Rock, so I kind of had to plan to do those 2. But this weekend it'll probably just be go out to the garage and hit it.
Yeah. Hey, who owns CrossFit Round Rock?
Landon Adams.
Do I know him?
Maybe. He they did a post the other day about podcasts that they like to watch.
Yeah.
And I
reposted all those. I reposted all those. That was crazy. I can't believe there's 3 people who like my podcast. I was tripping. I reposted all 3 of those.
All in the same box.
Yeah.
So his husband, wife, and then one of their trainers, she had something else on there, and then the other trainer was just straight up Sevan podcast. So
yeah, look at him. Look, that guy might even be able to do a man bun. Oh, and that chick's hot. Is that his wife, Adrian?
Yep.
Oh, is Anne Bergeron related to the Ben Bergeron, the Bergerons?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Seema actually goes there and works out.
Who? Oh, Seema Boobs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Kiros says, Sevan, all these ads for Born Primitive, but they've been sold out of shoes, brother. Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? Been trying for a week. I think you can get put on a waiting list. I know. You won't be disappointed, by the way. Do you own a pair of Savage ones, Jeff?
I do not. Oh. I got some rads.
Do you have thick feet? Do you have skinny feet?
I have skinny feet, though.
Yeah. JR sent me a picture of he has 10 pair of rads. I'm like, Jesus Christ, do you have skinny basketball feet? He said, you know it. I said, damn.
But, Josh has got hobbit feet kind of like you do, Sevan, so.
Yeah, but he's paid. But he's paid to say he likes them.
Well, he didn't start off being paid to say.
All right, if you say so. Hey, dude, he's part of that whole. I know he's your buddy. He's my buddy too. I ain't saying anything negative about him, but he's part of that whole butt buddy.
Oh, I hear you.
They got the butt buddy tribe over there, and
yeah,
they stay true to their tribe, and I respect that. But listen, I'm not taking I'm not getting those shoes because anyway.
Hey, I'll try anything once.
I'll try anything once too, but what I'm saying is I don't take the word of someone who's getting paid to do it the way they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people love their shoes. I haven't heard one person say anything negative about their shoes. You could find endless negative shit about Noble. I don't find anything negative about. The only thing negative I find about Rad is Danielle Brandon's attitude towards me. Other than that, everything's good.
Hiller sent me a pair of Nobles for doing the Nopen last year.
He hates you. That's his way of saying oh yeah, that's his way of saying he hates you.
This is all I got.
He hates me.
Yeah, if he sends you a pair of Nobles, that means he hates you. That's hey, when I pull
10 of us that he hates then.
Jeff, when I pull my fucking pickup truck up to your house and empty out my old meth kit out of the back of the truck and drop it off on your driveway, I hate you. No, in 20 minutes, the FBI is coming too and send you Nobles. Jesus Christ. What a shit show they are.
And they're the flowery ones too. Flowery high tops.
Hey, give those to your daughter or something.
I was thinking about it.
Are you guys the same size shoe? You and your daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Me and my wife are the same size shoe. What size shoe are you?
I range between an 8.5 and a 9.
Oh, you're an 8.5. Quit lying. You're 7.
No,
I'm an 8.
Only born in the month of 7.
All right. What is that? June?
July.
Careful. Don't be getting weird with that July. It's July.
Oh, I would never do that.
Listen, that's 2 words. You say July like 2 words. July. No, I don't lie. I tell
July.
the truth. And I'm going to tell you now. It's July.
July.
I think
that
July.
Could be a good Abbott and Costello skit. July?
Is that better?
No, I didn't.
July. Are you sure?
No. No. I'm in California. I don't even know the difference between a man and a woman. Give you linguistics
all right, man.
lessons. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I got to get back to painting.
All right. You have a beautiful voice. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, man.
Ciao.
See you, Jeff.
God,
Ciao.
I love Southerners.
I just noticed on the Savage one, there are 400 reviews and nothing less than 3 stars.
Let me see what one of the bad reviews is. What the fuck could you possibly say? Hey, I guarantee you it's it showed up a week late.
Let's see. That's actually okay. Quality seems good. Shoe is unfortunately too wide for my foot.
Oh, you fucking pussy. That's amazing. Listen, so I've never experienced a shoe that's too wide for my foot. Listen, when I put my foot in a shoe box, it's too wide. Like if I take the shoes out and I put my shoe in the shoe box, it's too wide. Like I step into it and I step out of it. Imagine a shoe that's too wide. Have you ever experienced a shoe that's too wide? Have you put a shoe on? It's like, hey, it's too wide. Birkenstocks. I don't like my sandals. My feet move around in sandals too much. When I'm barefoot, my shoe's too wide.
I used to like shove my feet into soccer cleats for a long time.
Yeah.
And my feet were like super narrow. And then I started wearing Bevo barefoots and just like going barefoot a lot. And now like everything's too narrow.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. The Nano 2s ruined me. Jake Chapman, CrossFit. I like my shoes like I like my vaginas.
Toy. Loose?
No, wide.
Loose,
wide and loose. Only issue with the Savage ones is no side protection for rope climbs. Oh, so they just get.
That's the next 3-star review is about not being good for rope climbs, but hey, that's R&D that and fix it.
Yeah, Savage 2s.
Exactly.
I hope they don't fuck the shoe up because the Victos 2s are horrible. The Core 2s are horrible. They're big and clunky.
Yeah.
I mean, they're wide. They're just too clunky.
It's crazy. 400 reviews and all of them are
top notch. Dude, the shoe's so good. You'll be so happy. But it could do that for you. It could, if you're used to your feet being smashed in and then you set them free, it could you could be set back for life. Like I could never wear a pair of like Nike Cortezes. Those used to be my favorite shoes. I could never wear those now.
Yeah. It'll take some time for for your feet to like splay out if you're not used to that. Your feet aren't meant for that. To be tied up into.
I've not actually had a pair of shoes that stands up to rope climb since the Nano 10s.
Wow. Maybe you're just doing too many rope climbs. Unicorn of CrossFit shoes. That's a review.
I wonder how many sales they lost by not having shoes in.
I don't know. You can sign up for email when they get back in stock. I wonder how quickly they'll be able to restock those.
I should send my pair to someone. I should give my pair away.
Size shoe?
Because I don't wear white. Size 8 in men, 10 in women. I think this is a 10 in women. 8 in men. I don't even know where the other one is.
Just send them one. Just send them that one.
Does someone wear a size 8? Does someone want these? I'd give them away in the I'll give them away in
one of them just said 5 stars and it just says wow.
I'll give them away on the show today, I guess. Paper Street Coffee, pair of Born Primitives. I'm sure we'll get lots of extra viewers for that. Who wants these? Does anyone have a size 8? So let me see. I'm not going to give them to you, but I just want to see who has a size 8, and then maybe I'll give them to you. Yeah, 10.5 probably is hard. That's probably like a really common shoe. Is that what you are, Caleb? Are you 10.5?
Yeah. What size shoe are you, Eugene? Is that a 10.5 in women's?
No, it's a 10 in women's.
Oh, never mind.
Your wife's a 10.5?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. My wife's a 10, and that's crazy. I'm a size 8. Are you really, Steven? Hey, dude, send me your address and your DMs, and I'll have my wife mail these out, or I'll mail them out. Someone will mail them out. You might as well take these because these are just going to sit here forever, and they're dope. Do you own a pair of these? I'm your size. Yeah, send me. You can't. There is a discount code. It's like BP. Oh, shit, really? We're the same human, except you're strong. You're not a fucking dumpling like me. Oh, yeah, this is the code for Born Primitive, BP Open 20.
That's right.
I don't think you can order these, dude. I don't think you can get these shoes. Yeah, wear the fuck out of them. Grind these fuckers down. I'm leaner. Great. Thanks. Appreciate it, asshole.
Wow.
The fuck?
Good for you.
Yeah, you douche. Oh shit, they do have 10 and a. Let's go over there real quick. Do they?
No way.
Yeah, I doubt that's true too. I find that hard to believe. Born. We have to sell all their shoes for them today if they have
That's
them.
a lie.
Oh, it is.
I just looked.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
they
good.
have a 10.5 in the white and gum.
Oh, there you go. Want a discount of high performance apparel? Not right now. I need to buy shoes.
10.5 in white and gum if you're a white and gum type.
Hey, you. They got to get Taylor on this. I don't see. They don't have 8s, 8.5s, 9s, 9.5s, 10s, 10.5s, 11s. They have 11.5, 12, 13, 14, and 15 in black. God, I should get a pair of black 15s for my friend.
BP Open 20 Kuro Slays. BP Open 20 is the code.
Why do they have so many different white versions?
I think black shoes are kind of overrated.
You do?
Yeah, they're kind of not that cool.
All right. How about black with the gum bottom?
It's better, but when I see black shoes, I imagine them as work shoes. Like my wife can only wear black shoes when she works at the hospital or at the fire department. So I just think that's like or it's like Walmart shoes. I think of those as Walmart shoes.
Sevi, I just sent you my address. Please don't be like, oh, what's that chick's name in the chat? She lives in Alabama. Whitney. If you're like Whitney Davis and it's going to cost $1,000 to mail you something, I'm going to be pissed at you. Talk shit about you for the rest of your life. Oh, shit. You live close to me. Okay. You live like a couple hours away.
Just drop him off at his doorstep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Listen. God damn it, you jackass. Listen, if someone's going to send you a pair of shoes, Steven, this is how you send the address. You write your name, you hit return, you put the street address, you hit return, then you put the city and the state and the zip code, and then you send it. So then I can just push the button down and copy it and paste it somewhere else. Do you see why I'm so fucking great? Because those are the things I think of. That's why I take initiative. I help people. I help people help myself. I help myself help people. I help people help me.
Help me help you.
It's like when someone says, hey, have you thought about having so-and-so on? It's like, hey, how about you fucking include their Instagram account? Like now I'm going to Google the person. Oh, you send me a 22-minute video on YouTube and you write, make sure you make it to the end. Like, how about fuck you? Tell me there's titties at the end. Like you just a random YouTube URL and it says you won't believe what happens at the end. And I click on it's 22 minutes. It's like, I hope you burn in hell. I'm going through your DMs. It's 11:13 at night. I'm fucking an hour and 13 minutes past my bedtime, and you're sending me a 22-minute video with no fucking explanation, telling me I should watch it. How about eat a dick, you loser? I mean, gracefully, thank you. I'm sorry. My days are full. Sometimes I don't have time to make it to the end of a 22-minute video on YouTube that has no context of what it really is. Do something. Do something. So yeah, just help me out. Like if you want me to follow, if you want me to invite someone, or like if you're going to send me a video and it's 13 minutes long, and you want me to watch it, be like, hey, Sevan, this is about how a vaccine injured a kids. And by the way, somewhere in the middle, the mom talks and she's got a great set of titties and they're pushed up to her chin. And I'll be like, okay, I'll watch that. Thank you. That checks two of my most important boxes: anti-vax shit and big old titties. Thank you. I'm not allowed to speak my mind, Chris. No, you're in fucking timeout, Jake. Excuse me. Hey, Jake, you remind me. Oh, Jake's about to take ass pounding. You remind me of my requests where there's 30 Asian women in there, and they all say the same thing. It either says hello or can I ask you a question? It's like, dude,
you're already there. Ask it.
Like, dude, how obvious is that you're running a scam at that point? Can I ask you a question? No, I don't talk to pussies. Alberto Hubamate. Albert Hubamate. You gotta learn how to use capital letters. Shit's all fucked up. Colton and Thumb go at it at 1:15 p.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. All right. Jesus, I tried to get off an hour and a half ago. Steven, I'm waiting.
He said he sent it to you.
No, he's got to resend it. So I can because I just want to push the button and copy and then paste it over to a text to my wife. The nourisher of all things.
Replenisher.
Oh, Jesus. I'm looking for Jake Chapman, I'm looking for 10 men aged 35 to 45 who want to lose belly fat and put on muscle. I'm also looking for 10 women who want to learn how to give standees. You want to hear a crazy story? I really should not tell this.
Sure.
I should save this. It's about this time where I was hanging out with these two girls and they were talking about giving blowjobs, and the one girl said she didn't know how, and I was just like, and it turned into and then my girlfriend knocked on the front door. It was fucking crazy. I was completely innocent. I was
Wasn't me. Caught me on the sofa. It wasn't me.
Listen to this. What's crazy is I can't tell it right now. I just can't. It needs more breathing room. It would be like if I wasted. It's like opening a bottle of really good wine right before you go to bed.
It's like somebody calling in the middle of your rant.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's just us. It's 100 more people than were watching earlier.
It's just the thing. Like this could be a 30-minute bit. I don't want to waste it and then get off. So we'll talk about. Please do tell. I love a good blowjob story. I know, aren't blowjob stories so good? They're so funny. God, I thought you didn't drink wine. You know what's funny? I don't drink wine, but I did actually drink wine. I guess I'm lying because the other day I bought a bottle of white wine and took it to my mom's house, which is I've never done that in my whole life. And my mom pulls out the grocery bag. I'm like, hey, I brought some food because I was bringing the kids there, and I brought over cantaloupe and hamburger meat, and there's a bottle of white wine. She's like, you bought this? I'm like, yeah. And then she never opened it. And then when I left, she packed up all the shit we didn't use, and she just like, here, take this shit out of here. I said, okay. So I went home. And then 2 days ago, I don't think I drank the whole bottle. I think I just had like half a glass, but I opened it, screwed the cap off. All right. Yeah. The animated blowjob story would be great. It's wild. Oh, wow. So this happened to me before, but was about a hand job. Didn't end well. So two girls were like, one girl's like, hey, I don't know how to give a hand job. And then the girl's like, here, I'll show you. And they're like, Dante, pull it out. And you were just like, all right.
You say so.
Yeah. If you like, what, I'm here to help. Just neither of them's your girlfriend. All right. See you guys later. See you at 1:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.